Uh, it was
I know I've done
Star
solos.
Wars. We talked about Star Wars Battlefront 2 or is that so?
So what's up, people? Welcome to Rob and Juice Opinions. We were
How's it going? Let's
reminiscing.
go, people. Let's go, people.
There's been a few times where it's just been two people, but we're gonna have T join. I don't know. He moved. I'm surprised he's even gonna be here. We'll see what his setup looks like when he gets on.
Yeah, he'll
Terrell's
be
gonna
in
be
the
late.
bathroom, man. He'll
He's
be in
gonna
the
be on
bathroom.
his phone. Um, but what's up, Lenny? What's up, Iz? I saw we had some people waiting, so I figured just jump in and we'll just talk for a little bit.
How's it going? How's it going,
Yeah, we're
people?
gonna pick up. We'll definitely pick up where we back with the direct. We didn't talk about the Mario movie. We didn't talk about
Oh
Splatoon
my
3.
God, yeah, we didn't talk about the Mario
No,
movie.
seeing Miyamoto and stuff. So once T gets in, we'll talk about that. I don't know Retrodust in the chat, but I guess he's not joining. Is he sick?
Red Raw. Yeah, he said he was sick. He wasn't
Oh,
feeling
okay.
he wasn't feeling good.
What's up, B Wow? So, I mean, Terrell will be here eventually, unless he pulls a Robert and goes to sleep. Says he's gonna be late and then falls asleep.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. I don't blame him if he's.
so, so I finished Horizon Frozen Wilds DLC,
Nice,
and
very nice.
it's fun. I really liked it. There was a few like in the beginning. I was like, man, I'm into the story. I'm listening to every piece of dialogue, side quests, and everything. And then I was like,
Really.
you know what? You got Dread coming out. I got Returnal. I got Kena. I got fucking Hades. I was like, let me just get these missions complete. And I'm just skipping through the. I was quick reading the subtitles, and I was just like
Yeah,
skipping
yeah, I
through.
get that.
But it was really good. And then at the end, you beat it, quote unquote, beat it. Five of the super hard boss fight and creatures got out, and you find them, and you have to take them out as your last mission.
Mm.
And this whole time, I got 50 hours plus in the game. I just like, oh, I run out of arrows. I just hold X to craft. I've never run out of anything. I'm running out. I'm like down to
Really?
no resources. I'm
Damn.
using my metal shards to buy resources to craft ammo and stuff. And I didn't know if I was gonna have enough to take out all five without grinding for resources. But I figured out it's like a big polar bear. It's called a fire claw. It has this like it chucks like molten rocks at you. It's almost like an earth bender. And if you've seen Legend of Korra, a lava bender at times. And the thing's just one of my complaints about the game is Aloy is so slow compared to the people you fight. They're so much
Oh,
faster than
really?
her. And then I mean,
Weird.
it's the only time I've noticed it. But like this pair, it'll run up and do this like back drop on you. Well, I noticed I was getting out of the way and it was teleporting in the air at me.
Oh,
Pulling a Ghost of
really?
Tsushima.
So
Um,
goes the
it like teleported closer to me, and I'm like, I just can't get away. Well, I figured out it does like this five swipe, and I'm sitting there trying to dodge away from it. Well,
Uh-huh.
by like the after defeating well the third one I fought, it was actually two at the same time, but you have a AI, a companion to help you.
Okay.
He kind of draws the fire, and I was frustrated. I was cursing like a sailor, man. I was getting
Yeah.
so mad because I'd be fighting one, and the other one would just do the lava thing, turn the ground to fire. Well, I figured out that instead of dodging away, dodge to the side on the first one, and then dodge between its legs on the next one,
Oh,
and you avoid all the other hits, and then it leaves it open. And it
okay.
was just one of those moments where I just figured something out on my own and got better at it, and I took out that one and the other one like cake afterwards. And
All
I
right.
was so
Well,
proud of
it is.
myself for figuring out a strategy. I mean, it
Yeah.
didn't really have a try. I'm like, how are these? There's no way the developers can fight this without taking major hits. Like,
Hmm.
but then I figured out how to avoid that hit. But the other one was cheap, where it threw like flaming rocks, like lava rocks at you. You couldn't dodge both of them. I don't think I ever did. Because it's like I'm going to the left and it's about to throw, and I quickly go to the right, and it's like it like hits where I'm going, not where I was. It hits where it knows I'm gonna
That's
be.
yeah.
That's some
That's always
AI
annoying.
bullshit there.
Yeah, that's some AI bullshit. Yeah.
So we got Ayers, we got Donnie. I said Be Wild, Lenny, Visored. What's up,
Mr. True, I
Mr.
see.
True? I don't know who this Retro Death motherfucker is, but
Or that is. He said he's coughing and
uh,
dying. Why we got a sick person
weak
here,
ass
man?
bitch, weak ass. T's here no matter what. He could be in his mother-in-law's bathroom and he's here sneezing, allergies, but yeah, Be Wild. Yeah, Aloy just feels like she's in slow motion. At 60 frames per second, they did not increase her speed whatsoever. She feels slow. The enemies are fast, but I figured out a technique, and I actually felt better as a gamer for figuring that out.
Yeah,
So
that
that
is
was
cool.
cool. And I did some of the other main game stuff. And I think I told you last week I hit over 50 hours. I don't know what the total. I think it's close to 54.
So between the main game and
Yep, my total time
okay,
with
combined,
Horizon
combined.
since I got it in 2017.
Okay. All right,
Cause
that's a lot of time in that game. Like it's a game where admittedly it was the week of Breath of the Wild. That's the thing that
yeah,
they
and
really that was
I was still in
crushed
Breath of the
me.
Wild mindset when I played it the
Yeah,
first 30 hours.
100%.
Yeah, it's not perfect. It's not a game of the year contender, Robert, but it's pretty good. It's a good game. Once you get used to the limitations, with the sequel, they even address you be able to hop over stuff because it's just dumb. Like sitting there trying to hop over this little rock that's maybe
Yeah,
chest high to get away from them just getting hit. And I will say though, gyro aiming would just be
yeah, I'm
so
sure
good in
that would
that game. I
improve.
wish they'd do it, but I enjoyed it, and I actually would have. I kind of tempted to start over with this new mindset, but I just have too much to play right now.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean you got a lot of again. I'm still curious to hear those Hades impressions when you get to
yeah,
that one.
I was like, man, I just want to get this a few things left in Returnal. Well, I guess I don't really have any major complaints with the structure, like because people complain about runs lasting 2+ hours. That's a short in Returnal, a 2 hour run. That's kind of short. That's like maybe the first three biomes if you're
Wow,
trying to
really?
build up
That's
some resources. Um, so unless you really just want to die, well, I'm looking for the final ciphers, and it tells you which biomes, how many you have. So I got them all in the first biome. I had 16 out of 20 in the second biome, and I finally, in 3 runs, I finally found one. While I decided to look up to see where they were, and I'm looking at the rooms like I've never seen that room. Well, I haven't had the ability to access that room
mm,
since I've had the ability to walk through the lava. I haven't seen it since.
okay.
So you got to like dodge these arrows. You can't dash, and you got to run through not arrows, lasers. Run through lava, which you need the ability before it's single touch kills you, or does almost immediate death. Well, you get the ability later to I don't know if it's unlimited or not, but you can walk through it. It looks like lava. It's like red
Yeah.
floor. And then at the back, there's like you get something, and then there's a teleport takes you back out, so you don't have to run through those lasers again. And there's one there, and I never got that one. So I look, and it's like three runs later, and that room won't pop up. And there's still 2 more. I don't know where they're at.
Yeah, I mean, I
So I'm
know
like,
that's how those things work. They're always random,
I
for
know.
these
So that's
random
kind of a
rooms.
flaw for like the first 50 hours.
Completionist.
I really don't have any complaints about the structure, but
Yeah.
trying to get these last little things, um, and then in the sixth biome, there's still the piece to actually get the different ending, and I just haven't gotten to there yet because I'm trying to get. I think I just got to get that, see the full ending, and just call it good for now and pick at it later on. Because
Mm,
otherwise, I don't think I'll ever finish it. But um,
mm.
then I got put some more time into Kena. I just forgot to say this last week, and no one else is here. I know people like to call out Sony for stuff, and I think this is something worthy of calling Sony out for, especially for PS5 in the current generation. Is Kena basically has smart delivery. The only thing I don't think it has is the just easy cross save progression, which I don't know. Maybe it does. Like Xbox, it doesn't matter. You go from PC to Xbox One to Xbox Series X, and it'll just
Xbox 360 to Series X.
it just every time you boot it up, it checks for the most recent save. I
Yeah.
don't think it does that, and that's part of smart delivery in my opinion. But it's not. It's kind of a bonus to smart delivery. It's not really part of the core. So you go to the eShop or the PlayStation Store, and there's Kena. I'm like, where's the PS5 version? I don't see it. I'm looking for it. It says, PS4 Pro Enhanced. What the fuck? Well, there's a digital deluxe edition that comes with some bonus content. Where's the PS5 version? So I message Ember Lab. They didn't reply, and I routed Rule 2. I said, dude, where'd you find the PS5 version? He's like, you just pay. It comes with the PS5, and then I scrolled all the way down, and it's like, yeah, your one purchase, you get PS4, PS5 version, and it just automatically downloaded the PS5 version. I didn't have to select
Cool.
nothing. I get home, and it was just installed, and I was like, I bet it installed the PS4 version too. So I looked in my external. It's not. They didn't. It didn't install the PS. It installed the version for the system I have. One purchase. I'm not stuck with one or the other. Like, there's no $10 upgrade fee if you get the PS4 version, you get a PS5 later. I'm not stuck with only the PS5. Let's say I still have my PS4 Pro hooked up in the basement or something, and I wanted to be able to play it there. It's a digital game. I have it. Like if I will never probably have another PS4, but if I did, I have that version. So I'm not locked into one platform. Like, why does this small first time studio, why does their game have that option, but
Yeah.
Sony's first party games don't have that? Like, if smart delivery is possible, why is there two separate versions of all these games as two separate purchases or a $10
Yeah.
upgrade? It makes no sense. And I don't understand how an indie game can do it right. And Sony's
Uh,
messing up with their cross gen.
Well, especially because you think that you would think if anyone needs the more money, it's gonna be the indie
Mm-hmm.
studios. They still do it. Hey man, you get it your either version, whatever console you're playing, and that
And it's not like I
that
had to
makes total
pick. Like
sense.
literally, I have the PS4 and PS5 version for $40 one purchase,
Yeah.
and it just automatically downloaded the. I'm sure if I had done PS4, it just automatically downloaded the PS4 version. Like that's how it should work. I don't
Yeah.
understand why.
Especially because a lot of those games, I remember when the first time I was doing it, I think it was for Crash, and it was just like I had the PS4 version or whatever, and I'm like, oh shit, wait, what? That's not.
Yeah,
I have to download the other one, and it
yeah.
was kind of weird.
I haven't bought a new disc based game since like launch since the like Immortals, which came out in December, and but I didn't play it on PS5 till March, and
Yeah.
it started downloading the PS4 version, and I
Yeah.
had to stop or installing it off the disc. I don't
Hmm.
know if that changed with this new software update. Maybe that's
I
new.
don't think so because, oh, I guess I can't quite tell. Yeah, I can't quite tell
The
because
only thing I
I
could
downloaded
do is
Crash as the PS4 version.
wait for the Cyberpunk PS5 version and see what happens when I put the disc in. But either way, it's this is what it should be. You shouldn't have to uh let's say, like I said, I have the PS5. Let's say somebody has a PS5 as their main, and then they have PS4 hooked up in like a family room setting. If you bought Horizon Forbidden West PS5 version, just the straight PS5 version, you don't get the PS4 version isn't there for you to download. I'm guessing you'd have to pay $60. And if you bought the PS4 version, you get the upgrade to PS5. But I bet you if you buy the PS5 version digitally, I guarantee you don't get the PS4 version. I mean, I don't know 100%, but that's my theory, and that's stupid because it's like,
Yeah.
why? Why is there why is it even two versions? You should just be Horizon Forbidden West on the eShop, or I keep saying eShop, the PlayStation Store. You buy it, whatever system you have.
Yeah. And it
That's
just
what it
whatever.
downloads when you get
Yep.
a PS5. You download, you get the PS5 version. That's just how it should be. And I'm gonna keep bringing this up every time a game releases. They keep promoting on Twitter they're promoting the pre-orders for Horizon. I'm like, who's gonna buy the PS5 version for 70 when you can buy the
I
PS4
I
version?
I legit don't get that. It's still wait. So is it legitimately still at 70? I didn't
Yeah.
even check. That doesn't
So
make
you have to buy
sense.
the
Then what?
PS4 version to get the PS5 version for 60. It's just stupid.
That's so stupid.
I'll
It
double
is
check
like,
on Best
and
Buy.
what really is stupid is they're just so stubborn. Because in that case, they themselves said that it's going to be a free upgrade now, right?
It's because
So
they know there's gonna be idiots who just don't know that and just going to.
and they're also just being stubborn. It's just like, bro, just lower their damn price to 60, man. You know it
Yep.
makes no sense at this point.
69.99 PlayStation
Really?
5.
That's hilarious. So you're buying it for the box art of the PS5.
But they don't even Best Buy doesn't even have the PS4. Let's see, PS4. 59.99. It's just
That is so
you're just
strange.
paying for the box and the
These,
disc to say have a PS5 logo.
I'm actually stunned that they, man, that's some stubborn thing, man.
Uh,
Come on, like you even said yourself that's going to be. So what is the $10 now? Now what? Literally, what is the $10 thing now? The box and the disc art. And
and
so,
you
but
know,
what really sucks is like if you have what really fucks over, and I always say this, we don't have it, but the PS5 digital edition, or is they have to buy a $70 version.
hmm
That sucks. There won't be any, like you said, there's probably not gonna be no PS4 option on there.
well, if you go on your
So
phone, I bet you could. I bet you go on the
maybe
app,
yeah,
you could buy the
hopefully,
PS4 version
hopefully.
because it did.
But like,
That's how it was for Ghost of Tsushima. I went on the PlayStation Store on my phone app, and it had
okay.
let me out select the PS4 version.
But you know that you can't do it on your console. You got to go through
I
the
know.
phone. It's like that's
Yeah,
fucked
it's
up.
just like as soon as you said there was a free upgrade, they should have just dropped the price,
Just drop the price.
you know. But they know there's PS5 owners who are just gonna go out and pay the 70 and
70,
not
or
even
they
think
have
about
just
it.
the digital
Or
edition
they're
and not even really
smart.
think about it.
I think I didn't want to buy the PS4 version because I don't want like without the internet down the road, it'll always be the PS4 version. It's only the PS5 version via a update and a download. So
Ah, that's right.
I was thinking of waiting
Damn.
until the PS5 version was 60, but at the same time, I want to just buy the PS4 version
Hmm.
just to like say, hey, no one's
Yeah.
buying the PS5 version, you idiots.
Yeah.
Like, it's so stupid. I hate that they did that.
Yeah,
This goes to show
that
how
doesn't
little
make
the difference is between last gen and this one. I'm very curious to see something that obviously couldn't be played on PS4.
I don't know if you're gonna get that game this generation. I'll
I
be
think
honest.
so.
There's gonna really because I feel like there's always gonna
That
you could
Wu
always
Tang,
scale
that
back.
Wu, yeah. I mean, you could. I mean,
You just
technically,
I know for you, should be like
yeah, but
it's
it
gonna
could
look
run
ugly
like
as
a
shit.
game runs on the Switch.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna
it
look
technically
like
runs. You know what
absolute
I'm saying?
trash, and then I won't consider that running. And like Digital Foundry proved, not even right now, not even Ratchet and Clank fully utilizes the full speed of the SSD.
Yeah.
Now that might be intentional because if let's say you're playing Ratchet, but you're downloading something, another game, and or you're streaming or you're recording, I don't think they actually tested that limitation with a bunch of stuff going on. I think they just played the game and
Yeah.
see if it could load in the assets with a slower the lowest speed Gen 4 SSD they could. I almost wanted to comment, but I don't think they would have tested it to see if you could record at 4K 60, play the game, and also be downloading something to just that that SSD and actually see it work. There might be a reason they don't. The game isn't going to take full advantage of the SSD because it's got to be doing other things at the same time. So there's probably a cap on what it actually utilizes at any given point. But that being said, you ain't gonna run some of these, especially games next year after that, fully. Unreal Engine 5 is supposedly scalable, but if it's fully built with SSD, it ain't gonna run on a standard hard drive. It
Well,
just
yeah,
isn't.
like if it's like yeah.
Unless you want to like add loading, like a lot of Switch, not a lot, but quite a few Switch ports where there's just pausing in the middle. You're just running, and all of a sudden it pauses in like 5
Oh,
seconds while it loads in the environment. The last game, what was it? game came out recently that does that.
Well, Outer Worlds did that on the PS4 for me. I
Did
remember
it?
that. Yeah, which
Like,
I'm sure that means on the on the Switch it probably did
oh,
that
I
with a
don't
lot
Switch.
more.
There's another one recently that does that. So there will be games that people said that about the beginning of the PS4 generation. I'm not seeing the the leap in visuals.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that because honestly, to me, the PS4 to PS3 was it was a pretty
Dude,
decent
I'm
upgrade. I
not
mean,
forgetting
like
this. I remember.
no,
I
and
remember the
I believe you,
debates.
but
I'm not seeing the next gen games yet. I'm not seeing the leap in visuals.
yeah.
Infamous Second Son wasn't. I mean, you look at
Infamous
that
Second
now,
Son
it
is the
still
leap.
looks good. Are you fucking
Infamous
kidding
Second,
me?
even Killzone Shadowfall, regardless of the quality game, like that was a good
Yeah,
looking
that's
game,
what
man.
I meant. People say that every generation. I think the only time it'd be true is I think the Switch. You saw in some
Yeah.
games you saw a definite improvement, slight. You
Arms
didn't
was the
see.
one. Arms was like the first one. Was like, oh, that looks like it was kind of built for that. It looks
Yeah, you
pretty
didn't
good.
see like, and you still to this day. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
care what anybody says. Luigi's Mansion 3 could run on the Wii U and run probably 720p. It's not that big of a difference between Switch and Wii
Well,
U.
we'll see. Well, the difference will be the next console. It's kind of you would think the
Yeah.
next
Well,
console is gonna be
there's a
the next
4K
generation.
Switch, guys. There's dev
Yeah.
kits and everything.
Yeah.
Um, Digital Foundry actually has a good. They had a little their DF Direct. They actually discussed that and made some good points about. They have sources. They weren't gonna say. I don't think they wanted to specifically say that someone told them, but they're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's people with dev kits. And that's how they kind of left it at that. I was reading between the lines. They definitely,
Yeah.
someone told them for sure. What they pointed out, though, was there was a DS or 3DS dev kit that went out with a Tegra before the Switch. Went out with the Tegra processor.
Oh wow.
And it never released as a system.
Mm.
So this is that's potential. Chip shortage thing could have definitely changed their plan, or this could be just like early testing for getting some feedback before they they didn't say this is kind of my thought, before they settled on the final design, but we'll see. Anyway,
Still, regardless for that, I keep saying it. It better. I don't want to see a Switch Pro, man. I want to see a next. Call it
yeah.
the next gen Switch. Don't make it no. Step upgrade. Especially like if you're introducing 4K, that's not a step upgrade, man. That is not. That's a next gen leap. Are you kidding me? So it's like treat it as one. So I hope so.
Yeah,
We'll
just
see.
I say might as well wait. Put all whatever you were gonna make a marginal mid-gen refresh. Just go the extra mile. Just make it next
Yeah.
gen. So Terrell, what's up, dude? Have you said
Hey,
How's it
anything?
going?
no,
Mic check. Mic
I've
check.
been, I've been sitting here patiently,
Chickadee, check yourself.
just listening to
Oh,
the,
T
to
said
the.
Discord not letting him log in. That's understandable. He moved. He's in a new environment.
He's probably on his Mac.
I don't know why Discord, unless he was on a new device, why Discord would have forgot. But either way,
He's probably on his Mac. That's all
he might be able to figure it out. He's probably blamed the PC for it.
He always blames the PC.
PC's
That's the
fault.
problem. That's the problem.
So, since Terrell's here, I want to talk about the Switch OLED, because people acted like it went out early, but I also feel like it was just big YouTubers who got it. I don't know of any just regular people
Yeah,
who got
I
it.
just saw big YouTubers.
Wolfden and Kevin Kenson.
It made it sound like someone was selling it early. Like, oh,
That's what
some
it was
retailer
kind of.
is
People were like
releasing-
checking their Metroid Dread pre-orders to see if that shipped early, but
Actually, I forgot
So-
to check that too. Now you think about it.
the consensus right now is, when asked or when proposing this, is it worth the upgrade? The consensus is, maybe. Basically, paraphrasing. No one's raving about the screen, so it's definitely brighter in colors. But here's the thing that flagged me as not maybe an but like, oh, they messed this up. They had to put a vivid mode, which is on by default. That's not on any other Switch model. And if you know OLEDs like I know OLEDs, you don't need no damn vivid mode. So something's not right if they felt they needed a vivid mode, which falsely enhances colors. You know, it's like it's like
Yeah.
highlighter shit. Apparently, it's not that big of a difference over standard, but without it, they says it doesn't really look much different, other than being a little bit brighter than the original Switch. That should not be the case. OLEDs are capable of full black, and next, when you have true black, it just automatically makes colors look better. And the fact that just the OLED technology is more capable of colors because it's not being backlit and being washed out by light behind it. So it should just be better colors no matter what, just by default, being an OLED. And I'm thinking the biggest two big reasons. One, they didn't do HDR, they just left it as SDR. One of the biggest benefits of OLED is the HDR capabilities. Two, they kept the resolution low. And I think the third thing is just games. Probably because of compression and other reasons to get games on Switch, it probably has more limited color, but that's just my theory. Anyway, it just doesn't seem like so far that it's like a home run. Like, yes, you need, like, this is the Switch to get. It's not even a guarantee, or like they're saying it's not even for sure if you don't have a Switch, if this is the Switch you should get. So hey mom. So how do you guys feel? It's $350. The biggest positive across the board is the kickstand. That's undeniable. Everybody says that. Biggest upgrade.
Yeah, I never heard of people like raving about a kickstand so much, but people are always like, "Oh man,
That's
the
the
kickstand!" Blah, blah, blah.
big plus. The speakers. Everyone said the same thing. I can't hear the difference. Maybe it's a little bit louder. That's it. So the improved speakers not real. They didn't take.
I actually heard some people talk about the speakers are good, so that's interesting.
Really?
I did see some.
The two
people
in-depth
say-
ones I watched is it's right next to each other. They turn one on, turn the other
Oh,
up.
really?
It says
Okay.
it's marginally better.
I don't know if these
Just,
people do. So maybe you know,
it's probably
potentially, yeah.
what's that word when you want it? Placebo effect. You
Yeah, it's
want
like,
it.
oh yeah, no, that
Yeah,
definitely
that's it.
sounds good, but they didn't actually do side by side comparison.
So I just want to pose the question I asked when they announced it. Like, why isn't this like it's not for you? It's not for you if you have a Switch. Why isn't it for me? And who the hell is it even for? If so far it's really not like a like this is the one you should get if you don't have a Switch. It's like with caveats. If this or if that, you should get this one. Otherwise, you know, maybe the Switch Lite or maybe the regular Switch. I don't know. I feel like this should have been a product that for sure had a purpose. This is the target audience, and I don't know who the target audience is.
I mean, most of its benefits more benefit people who play in handheld mode. It doesn't really do. I don't think there's any real benefit.
And it's the other thing, the Ethernet port isn't any faster than the USB with an adapter. Like it's no improvement there for your download upload connection speed. If you have a USB to Ethernet adapter, you're not gaining anything in docked mode. It's not faster. Some people thought it would have a higher, it wouldn't be capped at whatever it is, like 40, 50 megabytes per second. Thought maybe that was the adapter, but no, it's the same.
Oh, okay.
So really, you're just getting a white
I always
dock.
wonder why game consoles were capped lower Ethernet rates in the first place. Because like even the PS4, you get better than the Switch, but it was also still not like you couldn't get the most out of it.
Well, I think most Ethernet ports are capped at like 100, except for like on PCs and stuff. So that's probably just like the cheap generic, like who's gonna go. You don't really need more than that on a game count. There's really no reason, other than download speeds, I guess, for like downloading games. But I don't know. What do you like, Robert? What do you think? Should they have had? Should there be a more clear cut target audience for this thing? Is it?
I mean, I feel like for me personally, I feel like it's a pretty clear cut, you know, the handheld users. But I mean, if reactions are coming out that they're not impressed, then it might just be on Nintendo that, hey, you didn't make that impressive of a thing for handheld gamers. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the only problem is like, I I do think it's for people that they play mostly on portable, but if it doesn't impress that audience, well then maybe you didn't do the greatest of job. It'll be interesting because Terrell, you're getting one, right?
Yeah,
So well, you could do your own
Well,
comparison. See what you think.
the only like for sure improvement with the OLED is if you have to play your
screen
Switch,
size.
the size, but I mean, if you have to play your Switch while it's lying at a like 190-degree angle from your vision, so instead of here, it's down here. That's the only guaranteed like 100% factual improvement with the OLED is the viewing angle. You can view your OLED at almost any angle. I mean, obviously you can't look at it like that, but like at very sharp angles. I can get off angle to my TV like maybe 15 degrees and I can still see it still is bright. Its colors are still as good. Try that with an
That's
LCD and all you see is like washed out if you can see anything.
Right.
But no one's gonna be playing with their Switch laying at a weird angle.
Yeah.
That's to me the only thing I've seen that's like, all right, that's the OLED advantage. That's one of the OLED advantages.
And the bigger screen though. I mean,
the screen size is nice. It's not that much. I mean, it's not that. It's 6.2 versus 7. It's 0.8. It's 3/4 of an inch.
It's not a big. It's not
Hey,
a big.
man, I
difference.
wish I had it at 3 extra quarters of my TV, man.
3/4.
But but I very much still believe, if you're someone who plays in dock mode, I don't think it's gonna. You have no.
There's literally no reason unless your Switch is dying.
Unless you had, I would say unless you just had a gen.
Oh, I see a bathroom.
What in the fuck?
We said he was gonna be in the bathroom.
You're by the bathroom door. Where are you gonna sit? He's gonna sit on the light switch. He's gonna pull out the T-doll again. The T-doll.
Yeah, he won't be pulling TVs out of nowhere now.
Yeah,
he won't be pulling games out of nowhere.
He's gonna be pulling games out of the toilet. It's gonna be fucking the first game.
You're gonna hear
out of that.
Yeah, the first game's gonna be Rabbits Go Home
random shits
in the toilet. Jesus Christ.
Talking shit.
Yeah. I'm talking shit while you're in the bathroom. The fuck? I need to go drop a news. God damn.
That's hilarious.
So, what'd you just on your phone or something?
I'm on my iPad.
Nice.
My office is not ready yet. She's not ready.
You got internet there? You run a mobile?
Yeah. Internet.
You just can't flip that goddamn camera.
So,
I hope you're not sitting on the toilet. I really hope you're not sitting on the toilet.
Would you sit in the fucking bathroom?
You could sit in the damn shower. Just sit your ass in the tub.
Sit in the shower.
You got a cushion seat? You got a cushion on that toilet?
In the tub.
No, that bitch harder than a bitch.
You just get a couple pillows. I don't see what the problem is.
Discord did not want to let me in for some fucking reason. I don't know what.
Maybe because using an Apple product.
And you don't think anything would change? You're using the same device, right? That you were always.
Yeah, I don't know why I was doing that. It took me forever to reset.
It was like, dude, you're in another state. What's going on here?
All right, where's my fucking camera? God
you had it on. You just can't flip it to your face.
Air says Nintendo abandoned its home console user base this gen. We have to wait for the Switch 2 to see if the hybrid concept actually realized to its full extent. I agree with that. I know there's some people in the Juice is Loose crew who don't agree.
I totally don't agree with that, man. I mean,
Wait, I didn't hear that. What was that?
Just that he's saying that we'll have to wait for the Switch 2 for the hybrid concept to fully be realized, whereas you get both a great docked experience and a great handheld experience, and I agree.
To be fair, though, again, like I always say, like in 2017 when we were playing games and stuff, I don't think we were really thinking of that, and I don't think they were really gonna. I don't think we were really gonna. They were gonna change.
I think people were expecting them to fully take advantage of the Switch the further into the generation we got. I don't think we've really seen too much of that. I want to say in 2018, maybe even late 2017, I was definitely the first person I know saying I think pretty much the Switch is tapped for power with the games I was seeing.
But that's the thing is that
people are like, oh no, it's gonna get bad. We're gonna see big improvements in Breath of the Wild 2 and this and that, and I'm like, I think that's why some people are kind of getting more down on the docked
Yeah,
experience now than they were back then.
to me though, hey man, I'm not playing Ring Fit Adventure on the go, bro. It ain't happening. Like there's like it's one of my most played games on the damn
Well, they're
console.
making games that are definitely non-handheld friendly, but it still felt like, to me, I always thought they had the handheld pretty much down, even though there were some issues. I still felt like of the two, the handheld portion was, and it still is, the best looking visuals you've ever seen on a handheld in 2017, especially.
I feel like that was gonna be the problem in general though. Like
Well, yeah, I
realistically,
mean,
yeah, because it's a slightly powerful, it's a slightly more powerful Wii U. Like realistically, the better experience will always be the handheld experience. The reason why it's even exciting in the first place, because it's like, oh shit, I can take console games on the go. Like that's
Yeah,
not
that,
that.
but
That's the whole
that kind
premise.
of still goes true to what
the
Air says,
exciting
though.
thing for me was always the whole, oh, we're gonna get one library. I don't have
Yeah,
to
that
play.
was another one for sure.
That was my big thing. Was always has been like, oh, we only got one library. We don't have to
What we got?
focus
Z on here. We got
one and one.
next gen. I
I
see
don't
the
see
top.
no
I see some forehead.
Listen, he ain't got no. I don't see no cookie dough though. He ain't got no. He ain't got that cookie dough face, so he good. As long as I don't see chocolate chips everywhere, we good. We good. We good.
So,
allergies, man.
It's just dark chocolate.
Robert, I
We
get
good.
that. And people were excited. People were excited. I'm get to play this on the go. I get to play that on the go. But I also, we debated this many times or multiple times. We haven't seen the potential of the Switch yet. These are Wii U games. We haven't seen the Switch yet, full potential. And I think Smash, we saw it, was.
Yeah, I think we saw with Smash.
Animal Crossing obviously looks great. Luigi's Mansion looks great,
Mansion.
but I don't think they look vastly better than Odyssey or ARMS or what was else came out in that first Splatoon 2. I don't think Splatoon 3 looks like vastly superior over Splatoon 2. Well, we haven't seen a ton of it, but I feel like maybe that's just maybe my theory on why some people are leaning more towards this idea that maybe and with a lot of the ports, that we've gotten that haven't been great, kind of feels like the docked experience hasn't lived up.
Why you always talking about graphics? We don't need no graphics. I play Nintendo games on a potato. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Well,
damn.
that's another point too. Is they intentionally held back the dock just so the gap between handheld and docked wasn't so vast, and it probably made it easier for the developers. They actually had to bump up the handheld specs though, because they were too low in the beginning. They unlocked, I think, 2 or 3 times more GPU power for handheld mode, just because developers had to have it. Like Mortal Kombat 11, they had to have it bumped up to like 480 megahertz. It started out at like 303, and now it's almost 5. It's like 450. So it's a significant jump. So that game can run at 60. So, but just getting back to his main point, I do think that the Switch 2 I would think, you would fully realize the hybrid nature. I think both will deliver a better for both parties, handheld and docked. I think will.
And what I will say about that though is that's because of the new technologies that weren't quite there.
Yeah,
in
like, that was gonna happen. That would be the case anyway, because it's new. Because it's going the same thing as wrong.
Yeah, they'll both be better, but I think it won't just be like, oh, the handheld will be vastly better than the current Switch, and docked will only be slightly better. Like, I think they'll both be equally
because
better.
with the DLSS and all that niceness, it's gonna make the
niceness
dock. It's gonna make that dock version seem, I guess, a bigger difference than playing on the handheld.
Because I still think that, other than Hellblade, I still think the handheld holds up visually. I don't think there's any. It'd be nicer if that OLED had HDR and maybe a 1080p screen, but games still look good in handheld. Even almost 5 years later, I still feel like as a handheld, it's still ahead of the game. It's very well past like acceptable visuals, you know, for handheld gaming. Whereas docked is just like, just
Oh shit!
toilet running.
What
Gotta
in the
fix that.
fuck?
You might even say that the visuals are going down the.
I knew it. I knew
It cut out. It cut out. It must have thought it was
I
background.
heard it.
I heard it for a
that
split
fucking
second.
clutch. God damn it.
But
God fucking damn it, G.
but
You
either
are
way,
better than that.
the Switch
You're a man of
OLED.
the arts,
I
damn
think.
I'm not above a cheap joke, okay?
I think the Switch OLED is definitely not. It didn't make enough of a case for many people. I don't think there's going to be much in the way of upgrading from your current Switch. And then the Steam Deck, I think, you know, isn't going to be worried about the OLED screen versus. I don't know what I forget what the Steam Deck
Are these
has.
guys really excited? I mean, really? Like the videos I've seen, people talking about their Switch OLEDs and
The
whatnot.
ones I saw,
Let's do comparisons. And
they're
let's
not
look at this
very.
and look at that.
They're not
Come
very
on,
excited.
man.
Definitely, no one's very excited, and it should be exciting. I'm sorry, it should be exciting.
It should be, yeah.
You know, I'm watching side by sides, and there's games where I'm like, it's off camera, but I don't see the difference. Like, you should see a significant difference with the screen technology. Just going from my LCD TV to my OLED TV was a huge difference with Nintendo games, and I was kind of hoping it'd be the same, but I think not implementing HDR was a huge missed opportunity. Maybe it's in the screen, maybe the screen's capable of it, and maybe it'll come with a patch. I don't know, but yeah, I was kind of thinking before the previews were coming out. I was like, you know what, maybe I'll throw mine up on see what I can get for it. Maybe I'll upgrade, and there's no chance now. Like after the previews.
So, what if you see it in the wild and you look at it and you're like, actually, that is pretty impressive?
I'll have to judge it with my own eyes, but
yeah,
you have to bring your Switch. You got to bring your Switch to you with to Best Buy or something, you know.
I'm waiting on a kiosk.
Yeah, well, I'll have to see if there's a Switch.
I want to see it at a kiosk also.
Somewhere to see, but let's see. Yeah, let's see if handheld players complain when their experience was diminished. If Nintendo used the full potential of the dock mode, I don't know that they. I mean, I don't think you have to make the dock modes or handheld mode suffer to improve the dock mode. They could improve it right now. You just plug it in the dock and it runs twice the clock speed that it's currently running at. And if you watch Digital Foundry's video on the Tourist on PS5, just having a significantly higher clock speed GPU can overcome a 2 teraflop gap in power. Like, so clock speed really is, people don't really talk about clock speed much. And you gotta give up battery life if you're playing in handheld mode. But in dock, the only thing you gotta give up is the fan running more, some heat. But it's the overclockers proved it's not even that much. It's a few centigrade. What is it? Centigrade? What is the Celsius? A few degrees Celsius running full on overclocked GPU and CPU. So it's like.
Well, I have a question then. Do you think it would be a good thing or a bad thing if Nintendo didn't care about the disparity between handheld and dock? Where it feels like now they wanted to keep them similar, which is why the games don't look that much different between two modes. Let's say for the Switch 2, they really don't give a shit. And you're going from let's say you're going from I don't know, let's say PS4 Pro visuals to I don't know, Xbox, no, Wii U visuals from PS4 vision.
What do you mean going from handheld to dock?
Like the handheld is surprisingly less visually. It's a bigger gap between the two. It's almost like you put the game.
That'd be fine because when you're playing in handheld on that size screen, it doesn't have to be even close to look good. Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, Smash Brothers, those games look great in handheld mode. They look great, on the TV. But if you could, instead of Odyssey at 900p, and you really can see some of the limitations when some of the corners they had to cut with some like the textures and stuff up close. If you just take that stuff away, runs at native 1080p if you're for your back then, your TV was native 1080. Improved texture quality. You're not gonna miss that if the handheld mode drops the texture and quality and resolution to something still around the 720p range. You're not gonna notice that stuff, but you're playing on 70-inch 4K TV and you're 3 feet away like Robert in dock mode. You're gonna see that, but if you put it on, you're not gonna see any issues, the same issues on a small screen. The fuck, dude? Just chugging a fucking gallon of OJ. I know you liked OJ.
That's what I'm a fan of.
I know you loved OJ.
That dude didn't have that for the last hour.
I'm furious for OJ. One would say.
You can't. You gotta go doo-doo in the other bathroom. All right.
Yeah, you got 5 bathrooms, don't you?
This dude had that for an hour and just randomly took it out orgies.
See, but anyway, long story short,
podcast, by the way.
Long story short, so far the OLED reviews have been, it's definitely better, but you probably don't need one. The other thing is the 4K Switch. There's just, I want to say it's all bullshit. And it's the people who've been hyping up the Switch Pro. This, to me, I don't think it's the Switch. I don't think this is the Switch Pro. That pretty legit sources. I mean, Nintendo denied it, but like everybody points out, they denied the Wii U was ending production. They denied one of the 3DS lines, and then 2 weeks later had a trailer announcing it. Like they literally denied it publicly, and then it was shown a few weeks later. So
they're not getting called on their shit. Don't bring that shit out.
I definitely believe. I don't know what happened, but there's too many people saying that developers have dev kits of a 4K Switch. Whether that's a new Switch for next year or whether it was supposed to be out.
Which two?
Next gen. Nano Pro, Nano.
So it's definitely they were targeting that. Whether it was a chip shortage issue, maybe the OLED was. I mean, I still feel like the OLED final design had to have been done like early this year. Like, there's no way they just threw that together last second and made a launch of October. When did we find out about it? Like 2 months ago. I still feel like that was.
We found out like in June or July or something.
Yeah, it was right after E3. So either way, I just hope whatever they do, hopefully the chip shortage is done by then, and they're not as affected by it. And then if they do a hopefully it's just doo-doo. Hopefully it's the Switch too. At this point, they've missed the the ship has sailed on the Switch Pro at this point. There's no.
Yeah, it's down the drain.
Yeah, it's been flushed down the toilet. I think the Switch OLED's too late.
I hate all these bathroom jokes. I really do.
I think the Switch OLED came out too late. I think that you have probably 90 million Switches at this point, if not more. And you got this device going to come out. That's probably why they didn't do anything to it to differentiate its power, because they know it's just going to be a small percentage of the users that are going to be on the OLED. So in that regard, I don't blame them, but at the same time, you could just have the clock speed run higher and just not for games to look this vastly better, but just for games to hit their target frame rates. Like you could have done something, just without having to add anything. You could have literally just use what's already in there to give people another benefit to buying it. I probably would have bought one if it did, something like that, where it's like, all right, Hyrule Warriors runs at a lock 30 now or something. Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that I would have liked. But all right, we're an hour in. We got to get into we got to talk about a little bit about the Direct last week. We didn't touch on the Mario.
Was it last week?
We didn't touch on the Mario movie or Splatoon 3, but I think the Mario movie cast and seeing Miyamoto, I think that's definitely bigger of the
bigger.
two.
All right, it's movie talk. I'm going to bed. All right.
Imagine.
Yeah.
It's a Mario movie.
So let me just
Hey.
set this up. I'm watching the stream of the direct through T. Well, I'm watching his, but also on my phone I had T on. On my TV I had a stream. I don't know if the girlfriend reviews or somebody, and they were about 15 seconds ahead of T.
Dude.
I saw Miyamoto. I was like, oh shit, Pikmin 4. I guarantee it, Pikmin 4. I was typing in T's chat. It's like Pikmin 4. It's finally getting announced, you know, and then he starts talking about the Mario movie, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, I was bummed. So that I don't know if anybody else thought that when saw Miyamoto. For sure, I thought guaranteed Pikmin 4.
I thought it was, well, for a while. No, I didn't know it was. Well, he brought up the Mario movie pretty quick, but
Yeah.
it was more so like afterwards. I was like, all right, now show some fucking games, Miyamoto. Show some fucking games. And he didn't show any games. He
I've given up on Pikmin 4. I've let it go and walked away.
He said, you guys
It's almost
don't like
done
me,
now.
but
I just saw a
these
tweet.
games
It's almost done.
It's almost done.
Yeah. Oh wait, that was 2015. Sorry.
Oh, we talking about video games.
That was an old tweet. I didn't know. Somebody retweeted it. So, overall, I'm excited about the cast. I'm like everybody though. Chris Pratt. I don't know, man. I'm not a
Chris
big.
Pratt has
Why
Mario.
is everybody hating on Chris Pratt being Mario? It's like, here's the thing. I think people are forgetting that before there was a guy called Charles Martinet doing Mario. We had a Mario. We had a character. We had a actor playing Mario. Had kind of a deeper kind of Italian paisan voice, you know. And that worked. Now imagine those cartoons with Charles Martinet's voice. You want to stab yourself in
No,
the
I didn't want Charles. I was quietly hoping that he wasn't going to be cast as Mario because I couldn't take a whole movie of that stuff.
You can't take a whole movie of that. So they were thinking, all right, we got to get a legit, like, just, you know, voice actor. And people forget that Chris Pratt did a Lego movie. I feel like there's one more.
Yeah, he did some other animated voice.
He did,
but
I think when he went
froze.
online to, when he went online to talk about it, he did say he wasn't going to be using his normal voice, and I was like, oh, thank God.
He isn't just gonna. I figured it's just gonna be Chris
No,
Pratt.
he's not. He said he's actually has a voice for it.
I will see what that
it's
means.
me, Mario.
And I'm like, that's better than him just talking as himself. Cause that'd just be some lazy ass shit to me.
I didn't really know it was.
But come on, in the Lego movie, he was still good, even though it was pretty much still the voice.
He sounded excited. He sold the character. Yeah. I don't want just like this Chris Pratt talking in interviews as Mario, you know, like I need something. And maybe...
he's gonna meme it for a little bit. This is gonna happen.
Yeah.
You got to. It's fucking Mario. You're gonna do as much as you can.
I don't mind Chris Pratt because, you know, I mean, he's in all the roles all those movies I love. I mean, you're talking about Jurassic World and Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I don't mind it at all.
You left out Passengers there, Robert. Don't forget Passengers.
How did I forget about Passengers, dude?
That's a classic.
All I'm gonna say is I was concerned about how much talking we were gonna get in this film. Because I'm like, it's Mario, and they haven't been really fully voiced.
There's gonna be a lot of talking.
And I'm like,
I think there's gonna be a lot of talking.
Yeah, you know, when you see the fucking cast,
Jack Black.
Gonna be a lot of fucking
I'm so happy as Jack Black as Bowser. Like that was
Jack Black as Bowser. It was great.
that Pixar movie Onward, which was really damn good. I really like
Onward is pretty good.
T, you're breaking up, man. You're pausing.
He got doodoo. That's what he's using, a doodoo Mac. He's using an Apple product, and he in the toilet, man.
I'd be curious to.
Donkey Kong. I didn't know Donkey Kong gonna be in this shit.
I don't think he can hear us when we're telling him he's freezing up.
No, of course.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, you're pausing and breaking up.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
He experienced it.
All right, so talk while it seems to be okay. What were you saying?
I was just saying Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Perfect.
Toad's gonna be hilarious.
Cranky Kong being in the film automatically is gonna be hilarious to me.
Yeah, Donkey Kong.
So yeah, I'm more enthusiastic about the movie now. I'm not a big Illumination fan. Despicable Me 1 I thought was great. I haven't watched it in years, but the second one I thought sucked. and I never watched the third
Trilogy
one.
3 is all right, Max.
Minions was good.
Minions, I never watched.
I
Never saw
I
it.
didn't
Illumination
watch
doesn't
it
have the
either.
best track record. That's the
The
problem.
I own it
Grinch.
on
Did anybody
Blu-ray.
see the Grinch? I never heard. I don't
I
know
heard it was
anybody.
kinda mediocre.
Whoa.
I don't know
I
anybody who's seen it.
refuse.
However, Sing and Secret of Pets 1, Secret Life of Pets 1 are both good.
That's
Secret
my
Life of Pets was good.
That's
Yeah,
my
that's pretty
problem.
funny.
Illumination usually gets like one good film and then like fucks up.
Well, it
the
sounds like
sequel.
Miyamoto. Like he's
But that's good.
part
that means
of the
this
writers'
one's gonna be
room
good.
throwing
No,
out
but that means if
ideas.
they make a
Yeah.
sequel, I'm gonna be fucking mad.
I
But is it
guarantee
a
you.
good idea for Miyamoto to be a part of the writing? Because he's
Well, as far as
he
coming up
doesn't
with,
want Mario to-
That's
yeah,
why I'm
story.
surprised the casting went the way it did, considering he is a part of it.
maybe he's just coming
Right.
up with concepts for
The world?
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
guarantee you
don't let
this.
him- don't get him writing.
I will. It's subjective, so there's no way to prove it. I guarantee you it'll be better than the Sonic movie. Guarantee it.
Well,
Ooh.
that doesn't bother
I
me.
like
mean,
the Sonic
I
movie.
don't
man,
even
so
like
that's
that movie as much as other people like that movie. So
So that's
It's
all I
not
know,
great, it's
and I'm
just-
not worried.
It's okay.
good.
the
I
Sonic
actually
movie
really
is
like
good
the
for
Sonic.
Okay to
what it was.
Okay to good.
Has
Yeah,
a
it was
good
okay
sound
for what it
design. I
was.
will say that.
It wasn't a complete train wreck like a lot of people might.
And
have
that's
been
maybe why I
expecting.
liked it so much. That's maybe why I was like,
You like
wow,
it
it's
because
really
it wasn't
positive.
bad? What kind of shit is that, Robert?
No, that's probably why I was so positive because I was going
What?
into it thinking it's going to be
Low
bad.
expectations.
I went in with really
It
low
could have been
expectations.
good without the humans. I think it could have been a good animated
That's
movie.
what,
Even
that's what
mine
bothers me.
I
Jim
didn't
Carrey
mind
was
it.
good.
me.
I think if you're talking about the humans as far as like the what's his name, Cyclops and his wife, I would agree with that. But
Yeah,
I
they're
mean
pretty
Jim
lame.
Carrey was
Jim Carrey, but
was
he could have
awesome
been
in
a
that.
great voice actor too
Well, no,
for
Jim
Robotnik.
Carrey works regardless.
No, his it's hard to replace his physical
What
acting. his
they
physical
fitted
comedy.
motion cap. They could have maybe, but it still might have looked weird.
It wouldn't. It would have looked weird, I think.
We'll have to see what they do with Knuckles and Tails in the sequel.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm guessing it'll be out next year because
The
they.
fact that you have him being voiced by Idris Elba already has me like.
Well, there's a
Oh,
few
what are we
movies coming out
doing?
next year.
What are we doing?
Which
What
one,
do we
Knuckles?
do? Yeah.
That's a weird
strange.
choice.
That's
a
strange.
weird choice.
So we better get this in now so we don't run out of time. So I think I hate to bring everybody down. I think this is
Oh no.
possibly the last ever Smash Brothers character reveal.
Oh, sure,
It's definitely the last one with Sakurai.
Ooh.
I don't think they'll make another game with Sakurai, and I don't think the reveals will have the same impact if they decide to
man.
make another game. So this is
This is Ultimate. I don't think that was a coincidence. They named it Ultimate. Like this is.
I think they're
this is
just going
probably
to
the
port.
best Smash is gonna get.
It's going to be the next GTA 5. You're going to get Smash Ultimate on the Switch 2. You're going to get Smash Ultimate on the Switch 3. If they don't have to keep paying the third parties or making the deals. I mean, this might be stuck, locked, trapped on the Switch forever. So it's
What else can you do with Smash? I mean, what else can you do?
You have to reinvent it.
I think
You have to
people-
You
reinvent it.
completely reinvent it. Yeah.
It's way easier to bring a Switch around than GameCubes when you're like, if people 20 years from now are stuck on Smash Ultimate and they don't want to play the new game, you can just, at some point, somebody's going to make a Switch without a screen. It's going to be a box. It's going to be about a third the size of the dock. You don't even need, you can plug in the GameCube controller to have a USB port, cartridge slot, HDMI port, and a power. It's going to be a little tiny box. It'll be size like
Raspberry Pi size.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
what the Switch is going to end up years down the road when people are playing Smash Ultimate.
Well, here's my thing. If let's go under the, do you really want another Smash from Sakurai?
Yeah.
I don't need another one.
I don't
Yeah,
even know.
yeah, I guess that's
need
I guess that's
another
better
Kid
statement.
Icarus.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
I'd
I'm
rather
saying,
him work-
in the future, like 10 years down the road. I don't know, man. It's
Dude,
the.
they-
I'd
I
rather
mean-
work on something else.
The only other reason you make another Smash Bros. Is if Nintendo comes up with some really awesome characters. Otherwise, I don't think there's any reason to make another
Well,
Smash
I think
Brothers.
the other problem is that the turnaround between 4 and Ultimate was way shorter than any other Smash.
Way
movie.
short. Yeah.
Way shorter, and I think that was not the smartest idea as far as like health wise for Sakurai, because it was like, bruh.
Well, yeah, for him,
He
for
seems to be
him,
doing pretty
that
good, though.
destroyed him.
No,
man.
Elbow
Seems all
Wall.
right now.
Yeah, no, he's fine. I'm just saying.
He can
like,
play
I
with
think,
2 hands on 2 controllers. I think he's fine.
Well, no, my thing is more so like just the physical, like the burnout of the IP.
Yeah.
Like when you take breaks between IP, it's good because it gets you away from it and you kind of refresh. But like,
Right.
fucking, they went until the end of 2016. I think is when the last DLC for 4 came out, and then Ultimate came out 2018.
18.
Into 2018.
And it
Yo,
had a
yeah,
bunch
like-
of character reveals in 2018. They did like a E3, they did a direct.
Yeah.
So like within 2 years you had from Bayonetta, I feel like was that late 2015 or early 2016
I thought that might be late 2015 or early 2016.
It was probably
game?
2015.
when they
I
announced.
think it
When
probably
they- when she-
released.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It
yeah.
probably released early 2016.
I think late
but it
2015.
was
Yeah.
announced.
Let's
late
see. I'll look it up.
And honestly, I know Ayers just said the opposite. At this point, to me,
February 3rd.
I mean, we're not playing Smash. I don't play it without you guys. So the character reveals are really the only thing left that's exciting.
Right.
So, and I know just from, I don't subscribe to a ton of gaming reaction channels, but they pop up obviously as soon as probably tomorrow late afternoon. You're gonna see, Smash reactions, character reveal reactions.
It's gonna be like RO
Through just
something.
just having that in my feed, not my suggested feed. I see that a ton of people really they only are in it for the character reveals. They're not playing Smash.
Yeah.
There's some that are, but most people they're just reacting to an exciting announcement, just like a direct. It's like PlayStation event, doesn't matter. They're reacting to an announcement, and Smash has had not a second life, but it has this other fan base that doesn't play the game that just is excited to find out which character they're putting in for, whether it's their reaction channel or not. It's just exciting in general in gaming. Like people who don't play the game are still excited by it. So it's gonna be kind of sad.
Well, that and they also hit the wall with character reveals. Like you've literally done almost
what else you gonna do?
Yeah, so
you've done every major fighting game franchise
other than Mortal
you've
Kombat.
done-
There's
other than
nobody
Mortal
else that's going to be like super exciting. Yeah, sure. I mean, you can hit a few characters here and everybody wants, but to the point of say like even a Bayonetta or a Banjo-Kazooie, obviously that was huge, right? Or something to that extent. You're not going to hit that level of excitement at this point. So what else can you do? Bring back Subspace?
Well,
I love
realistically,
that.
at this point, it's like you need a break. I think we just need a break from it because a lot of people, a lot of the issue with Smash's hype is that we were already playing the game pretty religiously on the Wii U. So if you transition from the Wii U to the Switch and still playing Smash, that's why we don't play it nearly as much.
Yeah,
we spent
it's hard for me to get excited.
Yeah, we spent what 2 years, a good 2 years, just playing that game straight.
Yeah.
And then we jumped over to another version and played that one kind of on and off for about a year. But like, I think the fan base needs a break. It's not even just soccer.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like we just need a break from that IP.
Well, I think it's more so it's the Wii U Smash fan base because the sales don't say that. You know what I'm saying? It's really the Wii U Smash fan base that were there from 2014. That played from then to now.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. But still, like, even, I mean, like...
Because there's plenty of other fan bases that don't need a goddamn break, that need a new game and a new entry that they've been waiting decades and shit.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, yo. To me, it's just, I could go... If they announced Fighter Pass 3, I'd be like, let's go! Like, we need to... We're so close to that 100 mark, man. We gotta end it at 100 characters.
I would like to see Sakurai do more fighting games. I would like to see different takes on them though. I think that's my
well, I think honestly, if they're gonna do like, for the next Switch, they might as well, just keep expanding Ultimate and just make that the platform. Just keep expanding it.
Use that engine again. But the thing that I would get excited about is that they re-release Smash Ultimate and put every fucking character on the actual card itself. That would be pretty exciting for me.
Oh, the Ultimate Edition of Ultimate.
Right, the Ultimate Edition of Ultimate. The Ultimate Edition, something like that. I'd be down for that. You know, because currently it's it's DLC, everybody's DLC, which is
Which that's
for the
probably
course.
gonna be the next. That's probably what it'd be on the next Switch, if we're being honest.
I
That'll
mean,
be that'll be
yeah.
Switch 2.
Yeah, and then that's where they're gonna announce, hey, we're gonna be making new characters for this, and then that final version of Switch 2 will be on the Switch 3, where I have all those characters, and then it'll
They'll
be a
never be
never-ending
satisfied.
yeah.
Hey,
They'll
look,
never
But that's like, to me,
satisfy us.
honestly, I feel that there are still plenty of characters that are huge that are
Like
bigger. Like, I mean, to me, if it's tough because
Rayman.
Rayman, come on, man. Rayman is big.
Making
Rayman is literally
predictions?
bigger than Bayonetta, bro. Like, let's be honest here. Like
I don't think anymore.
Rayman's older. That's the other thing. Rayman
yeah,
has
but
a long-
well, that exactly. That's what I'm saying. That
Bubsy,
or,
let's put Bubsy in there.
but how do you,
All right.
I
like?
want to put this in context. Bayonetta was a very what the fuck decision in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But because essentially Bayonetta's like a second party IP to Nintendo now, it was like
Right. Fans
why
were
not?
overwhelmingly begging for it at the time.
And
too,
also,
so.
I mean, it is a good marketing for them, 100%. And
Oh no,
they're-
definitely.
and that's why, like, you can see a Rayman or again, I know, people are always mixing this one, but someone like a Sora from Kingdom Hearts would be huge.
What the
No,
fuck?
no, I'm good.
Bro,
I'm
what? You're good, Terrell? Are you
Hey,
serious?
I'm
You
good.
don't
Listen,
want it?
All right,
You know what?
look. All right, Robert. Let me be 100% real with you. I enjoy Kingdom Hearts, but if you ask me how many good games Kingdom Hearts has through all of its consoles, it has about like maybe two to three good games.
Come on, you
And-
like
and
Kingdom Hearts
guess
3,
what?
yo?
And here's the kicker. Only one of those is actually number 1, 2, and 3. Just to give you a hint. It's not
What?
Listen, I fuck with Kingdom Hearts, but Kingdom Hearts is not an IP that needs that shit. People just want
Man,
it.
you liked Kingdom Hearts 3, yo. I don't remember us
it was
talking. I don't remember you talking trash, yo.
Listen. It was a disappointment. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't.
I don't think it did. It make your
I
top
think
five.
you know what I think it
No.
was.
The only reason I would have made my top 5 is because I didn't play anything else. That's the only reason why I'd be up there.
All right, so
Man,
I had to
that
walk
was a-
away
that
for a
was a fun
second,
game,
so
man.
I don't know
Did you?
if you guys
don't know
named,
anything else about the IP. That's
but I just wanted
Because of the
to.
story, I don't care about the story. I was in Disney World. It was great.
Play two, and then play 3, and tell me if 3 is still better. It's not.
Yeah,
I
that's
never
like
said it was better. I never said it.
that's like
But when I
people.
It's a good game by itself.
That's
But
like
the point
people
I'm
who.
making to you is. Go
And
ahead.
Terrell, you might be able to relate. That's like people who think Legend of Korra season 2 is good, and then they watch season 3 and they're like, "Oh, this is what the show should be. This is how the show could be." And then you go back or
Exactly.
watch 2, and it's like absolute trash. Like
That's literally what it's gonna be like. It's like, oh well, this is cool, and then you watch the better version and go, oh, this is what it could have been, and then you go back and rewatch, and go, oh, this fucking sucks. Like that's what happens.
I feel that way about a lot of sequels in general. But anyway, let's go down and all name. Well, let's get the audience involved here. I named a character I think's very likely, and I think would be for majority of Nintendo fans especially, would be the biggest disappointment we've ever seen, and that is generic Fortnite character where each skin is just a different skin from Fortnite and just has the same
Doji.
abilities. I think
A lot of
that's
that'd be
a
copyright
likely
infringement at this point.
situation, and I think it would be the worst possible
Oh,
announcement they
That
could
would
make.
I would not like that. It's like the one of the characters I wouldn't like.
So,
I mean, honestly-
people in the chat, how would you feel about the Fortnite, where each skin is just a different whatever costume
That's
character?
You
in
wanna-
2021.
You want to talk about a character who absolutely does not deserve it. Also, by the way, to do that skin thing, remember, Fortnite is the game that has Thanos, Chun-Li,
Well, just be
Wolverine.
the standard ones from the beginning.
Man,
probably.
fuck that. Fuck
It would just
that.
be the default skins,
This
Fuck
default
that.
guy, default girl.
How disappointed would you guys?
Put it this way,
I
At
would
least-
I would be like,
I'd be pissed.
I would probably.
Bruh, at least with Minecraft has a fucking legacy. As like I could justify that.
Hold on. Why you gotta? But that's the problem. Why you gotta say at least? For
But he's not
Minecraft.
a lot of people don't
Minecraft
think.
shits on Fortnite. It's not even
Oh
close.
no. I would agree.
Not
I would
even
agree.
close.
I would agree. I would agree.
Neither
It's
one of
a-
them are games, though. Just saying.
What?
I would-
And also, and that's the thing is like
I would give Minecraft a way more of a respect though. Way more.
Oh yeah. Not,
I think
it's
I
not
would.
even close.
I would put
Minecraft
my.
is such a unique game, man. Come on.
I'd put my copy of Smash Ultimate back in the cellophane if they
Game.
announced Fortnite. I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna put it
Well,
back in
I don't think
cellophane.
Sakurai. I don't think Sakurai is that offensive. Even with the
No.
characters he's done so far, none of them have been that.
I'm just saying that's probably the worst. I was thinking that's probably the worst case scenario, but it's also I feel like pretty in the likely realm just because of how huge it is on the Switch.
I do think it's more likely.
Jonesy is the default. Yeah, but
That's
it
what
wouldn't
it's
just
called,
be
yeah,
the dude.
Jonesy.
I
Oh, that's
honestly,
true, yeah.
who's the last character? Tekken. I truly believe it's a first party character or it's a Sakurai got to pick a character. They said, all right, do the second one. We'll pick the first 4. You get the final character. And it could be a Sakurai just completely out of nowhere, a game he loves, type of thing.
Travis touchdown, bitch.
I mean, you know, he told Robert mentioned that he said every time he posts a picture, people think it's a Smash. But
Yeah.
just yesterday, he took a picture of his DualSense with a SSD on the table with no comment, no context. And I'm like, oh man, it's a Sony IP. It's something that started on PlayStation.
I don't think so. Man.
The only thing you could.
I'm saying Crash.
The only thing you could just see Crash doesn't even belong to Sony.
Yeah,
anymore.
but it started. That's where its legacy started.
Crash is probably the more realistic, just because
that would be a subtle hint. I mean, it's not going to be fucking Kratos.
The thing is, that there's still so many characters that are big, like a Crash, and you know a lot of people say Master Chief. Like, is Master Chief? That would be really tough to me. That Nintendo would be like, yeah, Master Chief. Oh, yeah.
I honestly, this is going to sound crazy because all the deals they made with Microsoft. I think there's a better chance of a Sony mascot than Master Chief. I just don't think Master Chief, as a character would. I mean, as an icon, yes, but as a fighting character, I don't think. There's
also, to be fair, the reason why it's more like
the game.
I know.
Oh, that is true. To be fair, the reason why it would probably be more likely to be a Sony character is because Sony doesn't own half their characters anymore. So I mean, that technically
it would be Spyro and shit.
It would be Spyro.
Wouldn't it be so? Just staying on that path, next to Fortnite, if it was just crazy deal they made with Sony, the next the lamest thing I could think of for Sony would be Nathan Drake. To me, that would be the lamest. Lamest thing ever. I can't think of. I can't think of a lamer character from the Sony's legacy of mascots and IPs.
Oh, that'd be great.
What about somebody from Killzone?
That would be just as. That would be lame, but it would be.
That'd be worse.
That would be so unlikely. I guess I didn't even consider it, but yeah.
Or what about Joel, man? Joel from The Last of Us.
See, any human characters are lame. Ellie could be interesting.
I mean, Joel and Ellie. But, like the Ice Climbers.
I honestly was thinking.
If we have to pick a human character, the only one I'm fine with is probably you know what? Lara Croft or maybe Jade from Perfect Dark.
I can live with Lara Croft.
Man, there's still fucking Lara Croft out there, man.
I don't know.
You got
She's in Fortnite, ain't she?
She'd be exciting. I'd be excited for her.
So was Aloy's bitch ass in Fortnite.
Aloy's and also in Genshin Impact now.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh god.
I like her cartoon design.
I don't mind her cartoon design. I'm tired of this hoeing. This is so much hoeing.
Yeah.
I actually replaying the game. You weren't here. I finished the Frozen Wilds and I really enjoyed it. And
okay.
I do like Aloy's character. I don't feel like it doesn't feel like forced, Me Too movement stuff. It just feels like natural. I mean, yeah, she's super skilled, but I mean, just look at any game.
She has to be. She has to be in the world she lives in.
Any game there, you can have people doing stuff that they physically wouldn't be able to do. It's just
and also she's downloading from the Matrix, so there's a reason why she's as skilled as she is, basically.
And she's slow, so it's not like she's superhuman. I mean, she takes a beating, but
right.
But anyway, Cat from Gravity Rush. That would make the most sense in the context of Smash as a character, but there's no way those games in itself are shit.
Also, the IP is dead.
Yeah, Sony's got rid of them. Yeah, who did that? I don't care.
Well, you know what? The thing is, I will say some people are thinking Master Chief for the reason that kind of how Sakurai tweeted. He said it may not. He's like the rough translation, but it's like it may not be from a character or something. and he's saying that people are saying, oh well, because in Japan, Halo doesn't sell as well, so maybe
No.
Wouldn't it be
Things
something?
these people come up with.
Wouldn't it be
I know.
something if
Actually,
it's just this
that-
really
that leans-
obscure, just like who? Like
guy from
Well, yeah, but
Personality.
see, Juice, that would
Uh-huh.
lead to your theory before that they said, "Fuck it, Sakurai, you get to pick the
Yeah.
last character."
I
And so
mean
he
that's
picked, like this really old school character that no one fucking knows.
It's gonna be somebody from Doki Doki Panic or some shit.
Oh
Yeah.
god, I get someone would die.
You could
literally.
really pull from almost anything now because there's a lot of really huge franchises, and it's just like it's crazy. Maybe they'll just I don't know.
All right,
man.
so
It's
let's-
just-
internal Nintendo IP. I had one earlier, and now I'm struggling to think of it. And I said it made so much sense that it's like I don't see how they wouldn't do it. And I was eating dinner, and now I can't. That was like 2
Damn,
hours
you
ago.
forgot it. Oh no.
Internal Nintendo IP.
Because I
I
think there's
was-
a good chance it's gonna end with a Nintendo.
Fuck.
But who-
I would like if it was a new IP they didn't use already, like a Rhythm Heaven, man. Like I think that'd be awesome.
It was one that made so much sense. I'm like, if they do another internal, it has to be this character.
I always say I would love to have Drago from Ring Fit Adventure, the big Jack Dragon. What? Imagine he's perfect. We need more
Yeah.
villains, right? Then you got this fucking huge dragon.
You just
That'd
like
be awesome.
huge dudes, ripped dudes, man.
You just like about that.
You just like
You just like the leotard he wears. You rock heavy with that leotard he wears, dog.
he's still he turns on Smasher once in a while. Just look at fuck, can't think of his name. Sephiroth.
Hey man, if they had
Sephiroth gets bitches. Sephiroth always gets bitches.
He's a sexy motherfucker.
Damn, what was that character I thought of? You guys discuss. I'm gonna try to remember.
let me see.
So this is basically an internal Nintendo.
A Nintendo IP
yeah.
character that's like the most
character that we
like,
haven't.
you would
What do you
pick
think?
most likely.
Champions? I know some people are talking about Zelda champions. You think of that?
I don't think they
No.
could do four. That'd be four completely different characters, though. That'd be just too hard to do as one character.
Yeah.
I think he would do another IP that has been represented in Smash. I don't think it'd be.
I say it's gonna be Hogan from Hogan's Alley. NES.
Oh shit!
How obscure is that shit?
Man,
What's the kid's name in Star Tropics? It's gonna be him.
No,
Mike
it's gonna
Jones?
be the
Mike Jones?
kids. It's gonna be the kids from Sin and Punishment. That's what it's gonna be.
Oh, that would be dope.
That's cool, actually.
That'd
I
be
think
dope.
that's a good.
I think if it's Waluigi's the last like big official
would-
Smash character, I'd be mad.
That would.
If that's like the last Sakurai presents Smash character we'll ever get, and it's fucking Waluigi,
Hey,
I'll be
man.
pissed.
That would
That
be
would
perfect.
blow.
That would be perfect for the story of.
I hope he
Waluigi's-
shows Waluigi, but it isn't him.
Getting
Like they,
murdered.
I hope they troll you thinking that
Oh,
it's
it's
gonna
like
be
that
him.
shit they do. It's that shit they did with Roy.
But
where they
even
showed Roy
worse.
They showed
Lazy
Roy
ass
Koopa.
Waluigi. Waluigi's the laziest fucking character.
He's
Hey,
he's
look,
a
look,
fucking-
He doesn't even have his own game. You
That
can't play
dude's a
this
pervert,
Smash.
man. He's a
Listen,
horrible.
you know why people would be offended? Because you put Daisy in the game, but you can't get Waluigi. That's what people are mad at.
Man,
As lazy as he's a goddamn character is that
he
that
was in
comes from
Super Mario Land, man. So I'll
Right.
take
Super,
that. I'm
Super,
Oh,
where
I
the hell
remember.
is
I
Waluigi
remember.
from? He's the
Waluigi's
laziest
fucking
name.
Mario Tennis
Robert,
bullshit.
you're gonna love this. This is my official prediction for a Nintendo character for the final Smash character. It's the biggest franchise Nintendo owns outside.
And I'm like, ugh.
Fully owns, not
See.
Pokemon. Fully owns. Next to Mario Kart, it's definitely the biggest. And Mr. Tom motherfucking Nook. That's my prediction.
I'm
Oh,
looking at
hell,
that.
what? That'd be awesome.
Animal Crossing
Yeah.
is just too big. I just don't. If they're gonna do,
I would love that. I mean, I wanted
Yeah.
Tom Nook over Isabel.
Okay,
When
Mr.
Isabel was
Rossetti.
announced, I was like, not Tom Nook. Tom Nook has been the face of the franchise since the
yeah,
beginning.
that's my official. If it's
Beat
a
your ass
Nintendo
with a
character.
guitar.
I would love that. Or KK Slider, yeah, or either one.
I think it's gotta be
like,
Tom Nook. 'Cause I knew Tom Nook as a non fan. I didn't know
Yeah.
who KK Slider was.
I can't
I
get
wish-
whoop your ass with that guitar, son.
Yeah.
He beat you. He dogged you the fuck
So that's
out.
I'm gonna write this down. That's my official. Get some clean.
Man, I mean, look, Tom Nook would be awesome. Tom Nook would be.
He got a
I
pimp
think-
ass name, KK Slider. That's some pimp ass shit right there.
Yeah, that's hard as fuck.
That's
You know
a
what?
name.
Well, that's why honestly it annoyed me when Isabel was announced as a fighter because I was like, she came in New Leaf, she's this new face, everyone loves the
Yeah.
girl dog. Fuck out of here, man.
That's
Tom Nook's the
why,
man or
though.
KK Slider. Like
Yeah,
they've been
but
there from the beginning.
Yeah, but
You know?
she's more marketable. That's why.
Why?
Because
I don't- I-
because cute puppies.
And to be fair,
Who
when
who doesn't like puppies?
no, but to be fair, New Horizons, New
Mother
Horizons
man.
brought Tom Nook back.
He's a Dalmatian out this bitch.
All right, so I'm saying Tom Nook. That's my official.
The thing is that they put Tom Nook into the spotlight again with New Horizons, so that's why. Hey, that's cool. That's
So
good.
anybody else? What's your counter? Do you agree?
I'm gonna stick with the kids from Sin and Punishment. I think I'm gonna go with Sin and Punishment.
That is
Yeah,
fucking beautiful.
imagine- that would be fucking cool
I
though.
want that now. I want that.
That's such a
It's
left
not gonna
field.
happen.
If they're not well known, Sin and Punishment would be the game. They only have what 2 games, right? The N64 and the Wii one.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sin and Punishment. That's what I go for.
kind of
Yeah.
perfect. Kind of perfect.
Oh man,
I'm gonna go with Sergeant whatever the fuck from Winback.
That's why they put it. That's why they put it in the N64, man. That's why they did it.
Yeah.
That shit was so left field. Winback.
That's one of the few N64 games I never played. Like,
Does Winback even belong to Nintendo? Is that a Nintendo IP?
It's Koei. It's Koei. But
Okay.
I did a video on that. I haven't uploaded that shit yet, but
Yeah, they'd be
it's
Captain
pretty-
Commando.
that's that's some left field shit.
win back instead of wave race. Okay.
Winback, what was so cool about that, because I was super Nintendo fanboy then. I was like, oh yeah, I don't need Metal Gear Solid. We got Winback. Collaborations.
Well, I think Clocked It would still say it's a great prelude to like a Metal Gear style game.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was looking at. I was looking at it as okay, because my super fanboy on N64 was like, all right, what's the equivalent?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have Gran Turismo, then you have what was the game I was trying? What was it? Was it GT something?
There's a
I
couple
can't remember the
back
name of
then.
it. Yeah, it was a couple of them, but that was the closest one. So I was like, oh yeah, we'll need Gran Turismo. We got this. And then Winback was like, oh, I don't need no Metal Gear Solid. We got Winback, and he run like he needed to be sitting on this toilet like I'm doing, right? The way he moves, his character movement. But it was cool because that was the first game that did what is it called? You could pop behind shit and shoot.
Cover system.
Cover shooting. Yeah, that was the first game to do that. So that was cool.
Well, one character that I always wanted ever since this game was announced, I was like, come on, man. He's technically a Nintendo character now, and that is motherfucking Abraham Lincoln from
We're not
Codename
doing
Steve.
this.
That was
I'm writing it down.
That'd be
Listen,
amazing.
listen.
I actually, so when they did the Smash ballot, I voted for Abraham Lincoln, man. I
I don't
remember.
know why. You know what?
So
I'll give you-
I was gonna do a
I'll
separate dream character, but I guess you're just gonna put it as your Nintendo IP character.
Oh no! Well, for my Nintendo thing, I would put someone different. It'd probably be again. Well, if I'm gonna, because I don't even know. I actually don't
Before you
think.
take mine, I'm just going to throw Dylan out there, bitch. Dylan.
Ooh, that would be cool though. That would be cool.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. He is a trophy.
He is
I
a
don't know.
trophy.
He is a trophy, and I don't know if they want to graduate
Now,
him.
I'll say the chorus kids from Rhythm
Fuck it,
Heaven.
I'm sticking with him. Dylan.
I fuck with Dylan. I fuck with Dylan
Yeah.
heavy.
I'll say
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chorus kids from Rhythm Heaven. They were supposed to be in Smash, and they were
No, that
like,
was
they were in the
rumored.
code. But they were in the code and shit. And then it was.
You don't know how
like,
to read code?
Hey, I don't. But they do. They do, bro.
All right, third party, realistic choice. Who you picking?
Resident Evil. It's gotta be someone Resident Evil. That's my.
See, that's the
Pick
thing.
a
Resident
character.
Evil's also a
Rayman.
huge ass franchise, man. It's crazy. They got.
Gotta
Oh,
pick
man.
a character.
I hope it's Rayman,
I'm gonna
man.
say Jill. I'm gonna say Jill. I wanted to say Claire, but I think Jill's more iconic.
So the reason I'd say Rayman is because of the whole Smash 4, very horrible Rayman leak. The fact that everyone thought, "Holy shit, yeah, this is legit." Remember that? That devastating. But like, I think because that they obviously know people want him, and he's he's been with Nintendo since the beginning. I honestly have a feeling they were gonna have Rayman, but then Ubisoft fucked them over, and I bet you they were like, yeah, whatever. We don't need Rayman for Smash 4 right now. And because remember they gave a whole new model for Rayman as a trophy for Smash 4,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, oh yeah, Ubisoft made a whole new model for this. It was very nice, and and because they were gonna use that shit probably, and then and then they're like, yeah, you guys kind of fucked us over. We're gonna just put him as
Yeah.
a
I
trophy.
hope that's what happened, because fuck them.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like, yeah, fuck Ubisoft, but at the same time, Rayman, look, like poor Rayman, he's the one trapped with Ubisoft.
Yeah,
You know?
Rayman, he ain't did nothing to nobody.
Yeah, that's Hode. He
He,
got
he
Hode.
wanted to come out back when they did that shit. He couldn't. He couldn't
Yeah,
Retro-
the dude was ready.
So-
Retro
He
saying
was ready, man.
Scorpion as a realistic
Oh,
third party.
hell, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Mortal Kombat, that's huge too. It's like shit.
I don't know if you
Scorpion?
could do. I don't think you could do him justice and keep an E for E. For
Yeah, you
everyone.
could.
Like-
Yeah, you don't have the blood and stuff, but you have a bunch of flames.
That's
You
Mortal
can't put-
Kombat though.
You can't put Scorpion in and not have him doing bloody shit. Like it just
Yeah, like
that
really.
don't work for me.
It
That don't
just-
work.
That's Mortal Kombat. You have to have
Doomslayer.
blood.
I know a lot of people think about Doomslayer too, since
Doomslayer's kind of in the same boat, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion.
Yeah, he don't work for me.
I was thinking Resident Evil, but
Imagine like a remix from the Doom Eternal sound. That'd be crazy. That'd
I'm
be
thinking
awesome.
whatever is it just whatever your user character from Monster Hunter? Is there a default name?
Oh,
Yeah, most people just call them. They just call them hunters because
I'll just call him Hunter.
like in Marvel's Capcom Infinite. She's just called the Monster Hunter in that.
Phoenix Wright.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people think about Phoenix
Phoenix
Wright.
Wright is a very gimmicky character. Like it's just not. Especially if you play Marvel's Capcom 3, that motherfucker is literally you gotta plant evidence and you have to find this shit. And these are all attack moves. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that might be a little bit too complicated to throw him in there.
But
Objection!
Bro, Sakurai, man. Yeah, objection. It's Sakurai. He's gonna do a great job with him.
I mean,
Come on.
I don't think Capcom did a bad job. He's just kind of overly complicated. That's
No,
the
I think he
problem.
just means do a good
Steve,
job as far as
I was
implementing him in
so
a fighting game.
I was so excited for Steve, but he's tough to play as, man. To
Mhm.
really like get into him. Whoa. But it's like
You have to be
yeah,
a Minecraft fan, Robert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't sit there and watch him with his two movements jumping around. Animation having ass, I can't stand that shit, bro. Stiff ass character.
I'm trying to narrow down the third-party companies it could be, because there's nothing really else from Bandai you can take.
Yeah.
Bandai?
Well, you could
Yeah,
take it.
Klonoa,
You could
don't
take
they?
it. You could. Well, wait. Do they?
Yeah, Bandai's Klonoa, I believe. That would be cool.
Klonoa, yeah.
Klonoa, or it's got to be someone from the Tales series?
Klonoa would be one where it's like, what was the rumor, or not the rumor, but I guess the translation was like where it would fit. Like, not a lot of people know Klonoa, right? So
Yeah.
that would probably be one that would work and be like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I'm a rock with Laura. I'm a rock with Laura.
Yeah, again, that's.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at all.
Huge game. I'm gonna.
Well,
I kind of see where they're coming from though for the whole Master Chief in Japan thing. I'm not gonna lie, and then the fact that it's the final
It's like
fight.
every Xbox game. in
The quote was
Japan.
like the final fight, and finishing the fight for Master Chief. That's a clue, So
I just no.
Maybe it's a Final Fight character.
He said no.
oh shit, maybe it's a final fight game. Maybe they literally just said it.
Well, Final
Yeah.
Fight's fine.
Maybe it's a
That's-
fighting character. Maybe that's the.
Well, then, you
Which
know
can
what?
be-
I
And
need.
it has to be Mortal Kombat, man. Come
Please
on.
Yeah.
give me Darkstalkers with my weak ass. I don't care, dog.
Bill and Duke.
All right, so
From
let's just throw this
Contra,
out. I wasn't planning.
Oh,
this.
you bitch!
Which Mortal Kombat character is the most likely?
Oh, it had to be Scorpion if you had the big one.
It would have to be Scorpion, but I think it might be Sub-Zero.
I was gonna say it might be Sub-Zero.
I would say Scorpion's more likely than Sub-Zero, personally.
Well,
Scorpion's like-
Scorpion is I would say the more popular pick, but Sub-Zero would probably be the one you can get away with. in
No
Smash.
Liu Kang, no Johnny
I-
Cage, no.
I don't think so.
you're
If
doing
they
it- if
do
you're
that,
doing
that would
it-
actually be super.
If you're
that would
doing
be
it,
more
character,
disappointing.
Luke Kang probably be the easier of the ones to do.
Well, Luke
I'm gonna
Kang,
say
sure, but that-
Sub-Zero as well.
To me, if we're talking about pure popularity, it's Scorpion. If we're
Oh,
talking
Scorpion,
about if we're going human characters, I'll say Luke Kang.
Okay.
All right, so one last time doing this dream character. You're not saying it's likely, but just what do you think would be the best for you personally to get you the most excited, most hyped when you saw this character?
Max, I would.
I'm gonna say Lara Croft.
I'm a weak ass dude. I like Dylan a lot.
That is
'Cause
true. Lara Croft.
I think she's just the biggest, one of the, if not the biggest, gaming icon that's not in Smash. That's not like a Sony IP.
She
So I'd say that's, to me, that would be the like, all right, that's awesome. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah,
my only issue is that Laura falls in that same hole that Joker does that pisses me off, where she's in a Nintendo game, but like that's the only game. That
At this
she's
point,
in.
I don't care if that, like, let's just get gaming legacy characters, you know? I don't care about, she's only been on one Nintendo system.
Is that Crystals or is that White Castle?
Somebody eating a sandwich in the bathroom? What kind of nasty ass shit is this?
I hate you. Oh.
All right.
I'm gonna, man, my dream character. That's tough. I would probably have to just say Rayman. That's probably my last dream character. It's just like, holy shit, man! Finally, you get Rayman. Like, I think he deserves it, especially after seeing him in the Smash 4 render. I was like, man, I can't believe it's real. And then finding out it's not, it was so devastating. That was such.
I mean, I'd be excited for like Urbosa or something, but Lara Croft to me, just like that would be the way to end it.
Yeah, she would be huge, man. She would be huge.
My dream character, might as well use my environment, is the person who has to sit on the toilet to save his game. And that would be Travis Touchdown, bitch.
Also, T.
That's my dream character.
T, I'm gonna let
Terrell,
you know
should I just write Shantae or?
No, just write Dylan for me. T, when you get to the end of No More Heroes 3, that is gonna be you will be blown away at how
most banana shit.
I can't even. I need you to finish the game. That's what I need you to do.
All right, I'm gonna get on it.
Oh man.
All right, so yeah, I mean, it's gonna be. What time is it tomorrow?
10 a.m.
10 in the morning.
Okay, so that's. I mean, it sucks. I'll be at work, but at least I don't have to wait all day. I can have my phone on. I can go for a little bathroom break right around 10. At least get the reveal uninterrupted.
In the toilet.
Nothing like getting paid. Nothing like getting paid to drop a deuce, you know. So it's gonna be bittersweet. I just pray that it's not like super corporate, super like disappointing. Not just like split, a few people disappointed, some people like just a pretty much across the board. Most people are like, what the fuck? Like, this feels corporate bullshit, you know, like a Fortnite character or something, you know.
Well, okay. For the hell of it, what would be your top 2 least wanted characters?
Master Chief and Fortnite.
Master Chief? You really don't want Master Chief?
I played him in Dead or Alive 3. It's just not a good.
I don't know why he was in that
character.
Yeah, but come
for
on,
that game, I guess he's worse.
Sakurai, he's gonna do some cool shit.
I wouldn't want Doom guy. I don't want some. I just don't think he fits with the game. Cortana maybe.
I think it would just blow him up.
I bet you would take Cortana.
You would take Cortana.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
he's the one in the bathroom.
Cortana don't do anything, but I would rather have like I'd rather have Craig than Master Chief. Like, I'd rather have the Flood. I just don't think he just doesn't have any character for me.
Jesus Christ.
So those are my 2.
I think that shit would be crazy. That would break the world for at least a day.
I think my 2 least wanted would I don't want to pick the same ones Juice did, because Fortnite I feel like is on everyone.
Yeah, Fortnite is definitely my least.
If we gotta pick least favorite, I'm probably going with Uncharted. Fuck that. Fuck all that. And
yeah, but that's not
I was
even
thinking
like
something
this
that has a chance. That's where.
Okay.
Okay. Actually has a chance.
I don't need Spyro in my life. I'll be real with you. That one doesn't bother.
But would you be disappointed with Spyro? Like,
yes,
Spyro.
There are better characters. There are better Nintendo characters you could have picked over Spyro.
Chocobo.
I could no.
Hell yeah, Chocobo.
They just had Final Fantasy, so they wouldn't.
Final Fantasy wouldn't bother me at all. Actually,
well, they
just had Sephiroth, so there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll say.
Gual.
I'm gonna say. I'll say another Fire Emblem character.
That's true. That's good.
To be fair, I don't think there's anyone. Well, that's a lie. There
Sophis.
is.
Don't even go there.
I don't think they do it. I don't think they
Tiki.
have the balls. Tiki's in. If I want her awakening design, if you're doing that,
So
her awakening design is of age, and we fuck with it.
What about Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles X? That would be
Hell's yeah.
Good on you.
a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Twitter timeline lately for me. I don't know about you guys, but
Oh really? No, not for me.
No.
What happened?
I'm seeing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles X mentions on my timeline last week or so.
Oh.
Maybe because people have been picking up Wii U's to play the Metroid games, so they started picking up.
I don't know.
Oh, I know why you're lying out here. You know damn well that ain't what happened.
Dante from Devil May Cry, that's a good one. I forgot about that. Is that your least favorite anime rapper? Is that who you don't want? Because we're on our worst case, like most depressing character.
Dante's a decent mid pick, and they have been putting his games on Switch as of lately. The ones we don't have, it's 4 and 5. That's it.
My least wanted would definitely be Waluigi. I actually have it written down. It'd be Waluigi, and then a Fire Emblem rep, and then
Yeah, I put Waluigi on. Actually, I put Waluigi ahead of Master Chief. I forgot about Waluigi.
You don't understand this level of hatred towards Waluigi. I'm not in love with
He's
it.
the laziest bitch of all time. That's why.
I'd rather have like 8 volt or something from.
I think we just want to keep the meme.
Oh, but that would be
going
cool. Actually, I wouldn't mind that, to be honest.
What if it's just like I said? What if it's
going.
like someone of the tier of like 8 volt from WarioWare? Just somebody completely.
cool.
I would be in tears.
I would be. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be like, holy shit, but I'd be like, all right, that's all right, sure, fine, fine. Again, I think someone like I always said, if they went off the walls, where someone they were like, what if the guy that's been in thousands of games, which would be the before you start every Wii game, there's this guy who's this silhouette who's like doing different actions. That guy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Wii silhouette. Hold on, I'll have to try to find it.
Another character.
The one that shows you how to hold the controller.
Oh yeah,
Yep,
that
yep.
guy.
Hell's yeah. That would be
I just thought of another character. I mentioned him. I think has a good chance, and I'm not gonna be mad, but my old school Nintendo fanboyism just does not want Crash in the game. I think his games have been all pretty bad to mediocre, and I don't think Crash.
Damn.
I wouldn't be happy. It'd be better than Steve from Minecraft, or it'd be better than the dude from Tekken. But I'd be happier if Crash doesn't end up in there, especially since Activision owns them now, and they're trash company. So.
Do you see that in the chat?
Toad.
The link?
No.
No. Let me
You
see
can
it. In the chat? No. Let me see. I meant in the chat, like the chat.
No.
The chat.
Retro.
All right, I'll put it in the group chat. So
No, we're good. We're good. We got the real.
I wouldn't be mad at Captain Toad.
That'd be cool.
Can't jump though.
I'd be kind of mad at Captain Toad.
He needs to have a bouncing pad to jump. You got to throw down a bouncing pad, and then walk over
his
it.
is him throwing down a pad and walking on it.
Bro, that would be clunky as hell.
Also, he'd be like the worst character because like Smash is like half air combo game, and this man would have none.
None.
He'd be fucking trash.
I haven't played Smash in a long time.
And I remember for a while, I really wanted Reggie Fils-Aimé in the game, man.
What if this is not funny? I don't mean this to bring people down, but what if it's Iwata? You think Sakurai would?
Bro, that'd be awesome.
Like me version, or like
that might hit a little hard, bro. People might feel some type of way.
Look, if it's Reggie,
but if it's
Miyamoto,
if his taunt isn't the banana, then I'm quitting the game. If his taunt isn't that banana shit,
what if it's his Muppet version?
He's like
the Muppet version.
If he doesn't have that as a taunt, it's over.
Epic.
No, that would be one of his taunts. Like, his side taunt.
There'd be tears in eyes.
And the way he would charge his attacks is going directly to you. Like,
they gotta do that. They got
Final smash your ass with the direct to you.
And then his ultimate would be great. The ultimate would be that.
It'd be with him and Reggie. They'd be that.
Oh hell yeah!
They take Reggie out of it and just have him.
Their ultimate, their final smash would be Reggie's on one side, Water's on the other side, and you're caught in the middle, and they're just going at it.
Yeah.
Taking all of it.
All right. I mean, the possibilities. There's so many ways for this to go. It could go as something lame like Koopa Troopa or Dry Bones being an alternate version. They could go, another Zelda like Urbosa or Mifa. They could take it Ring Fit. They've got a lot of places. Dylan. There's so many options, but
Imagine
the last character, and people obviously they got to try to sell it. That's kind of the other half of this. Is it's got to be something people are going to want to pay for. So it's just going to be really. I mean, we might not even mentioned the character. Might not even said the character. And
I usually said we probably all wrong.
there's a chance that there's a good chance we haven't even named the character at all.
It could be. It could be a character from the last story.
Which is exciting and scary at the same time.
Could be work your body from 1080 snowboarding. Who was the main guy?
Wow.
What was the main guy in that?
What was his name? Damn.
That game I used to have it disappeared. It wasn't a Ryu, was it?
It was Ryu. It was Ryu something.
But just something completely off the wall,
I would not mind if I would like something off the walls random. Like I think it'd be good. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. All right, so let's finish with Metroid Dread. I want to make official predictions on the Metacritic and sales. Like I don't know when we'll find out. If we want to do like first year, lifetime. I mean, just like a greater than.
I think we should do the first month for Metroid.
If they give us the first month, probably
would give us the first month if they.
No, we won't get it till the end of the quarter. We won't get it till January because they October, November, December is the last quarter, so we won't know
how much it makes.
So we'll say the first report, which will be
you get unofficial numbers, I'm sure.
Yeah, so from October 8th through December 31st will probably be the first time we get official numbers. So let's do that. First, what do you guys think the Metacritic?
89.
You're saying
Damn it,
89?
he took my fucking number.
That's all right. I'm gonna say 91.
Shit, I was gonna say that.
So say it.
No, I'll say no. Because we were going through.
Just what do you think it is? Doesn't matter.
I'll change it. I'll change mine then. If you're either 91, I'll change it to
I mean, I'll go higher. If you want 91, I'll go 92.
I'm going 90.
91, yo. I'll go with 90.
What did I just say?
Wait, what did you say? You said 90? Yeah, I'll go with
90.
I'm going 92. I'm going up.
92.
I'm going
Yeah,
92.
I'll go 92, yo. I'll go 92.
Oh, you're going 92?
Yeah, I'll go 92. You know what? I'll be risky. 93. It's gonna be 93.
Hey.
I have no doubt it's gonna be at least 89, but I think higher.
Yeah. I think it'll.
I just saw.
My problem is I
89
like 89 a lot because it meant that like the majority of people liked it, but they're gonna find those couple reviews are just like.
What do you? Okay, second question. What is GameSpot gonna give it? Because they're notorious.
83.
They're
96.
gonna give it. Yeah, I think they're gonna give it something high, bro.
I think GameSpot is gonna give it a 8.0.
What's their
I'm gonna say 9.
I'm curious what their previous.
Oh yeah, let's look up Samus Returns. Let's get some. We'll all have the same advantage if we.
Wasn't Samus Returns 7 something on there?
Because they're either gonna give it a 10.
Returns got an 85 on Metacritic, which
Did
means
it?
to me.
Oh.
No,
What would GameSpot give it though?
Oh, let's see. GameSpot.
They either give it a 10 or they give a game like a 7 or a 6. I don't know why I said 8. That was just kind of
I
tough.
feel like it was the 70s.
Give it a 9.
They gave it a 9. Okay.
Really?
Wow. Then I'm gonna hang with 9 then. I'm gonna hang with 9 for.
Obviously,
Yeah, I'll give it a 9. I'll say 9.
Maybe a different reviewer and stuff, but like it'll probably.
They might not like it.
Yeah, they might not like that. Different reviewer might not like it. But I'm gonna say it's good. They're gonna give it I think it might be a 9 also again. They might give it a 9.
So none of us think they're gonna do the clickbait 6, 7.
Oh, okay.
If anybody was gonna give it a 6 or a 7,
We're not talking about user scores either. I don't lend
no,
either.
I thought you're talking about reviews.
He's talking about review bombing. There won't be review bombing on the official, like the
Well, no, they might.
what do you call that? The where they
I'd be at first.
quote unquote professionals.
I wonder what they gave Prime 3. I know we're going pretty far back now.
That's got a high. That's got to be 91 Metacritic.
Yeah, well, all of them
Wait.
got 90s. Yeah, so yeah, Metro Prime 3 got a 90. But I'm curious what games. Now I'm curious what GameSpot gave. Let's see. GameSpot. They gave it a.
Oh shit!
They gave it an 85, 8.5.
Really?
All right, so that first sales report, it'll be, God, the end of January, early February. So that's a long ways out, but it'll basically be the almost 3 full months. I'm gonna say 2.5 million. So that's the holiday, that's Black Friday, that's everything up until December 31st. And I'll have to try
How many you said?
2.5. I'll have to try to keep this paper somewhere.
2.5 mil at January.
By January?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what else comes out.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be all games are front loaded right in the beginning, pretty much.
I'm gonna say clean. Fuck. I want to say 5.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
what
man.
I want to say 5. That's what I want to say.
Maybe I would say 5 by this time next year, maybe, but not by the first 3 months. But you say what you will.
Little faith, I say 3.5.
I'm gonna hang around 3. I think it'll pass 3 at least. So I'm gonna say 3 mil.
I'll say
I want to go 5. That's what I want. I want to go 5.
it's so interesting because we're always like, will this
You know what
be
makes
that
me mad?
big booster? Would it,
I
will
mean,
it be
even the best, like Animal Crossing, probably. What did it do in a couple months? Like 10?
It did a lot.
I think it did more than 10. I thought it did like 20 already in a few months or something.
Yeah, a lot of its main sales were from the beginning and launch. The problem
Metroid
is,
ain't no Animal Crossing though.
And that's what I'm
Well,
trying to
no,
say.
that's
I'm trying to
true.
look at the
That's
high
true.
end to see.
I feel like this is the most Samus promotion she's gotten in a long time. And say what you want to say about that OLED, but they're definitely pushing Metroid as the game.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's
Yeah,
definitely
I mean, there's a reason it's white like the Emmy and shit. Like that.
Yeah, like
And that game, I mean, I saw another just recent clip, the like 50-second TV spot. My God, just the movement speed, the fluidity, like that game.
They are pushing this hard.
That game
is
looks gonna be a joy to play.
I will say this: if it fails, that's 100% on the fan base at that point.
I don't think it has a chance.
I don't think it has a
Unless the
chance.
game is trash.
I think it has no chance to fail.
I'm just saying.
He's trash. I just don't.
I'm
Unless
just
you
saying,
consider
Mr.
3 million a failure, that's.
I'm just
Highest
saying.
selling Metroid game of all time.
What is the highest selling? In it?
2.8.
Yeah, it'll
Metroid
be
Prime.
easily.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. So that's
Dread's
like,
gonna beat it.
well, it's definitely gonna beat that 100. It's gonna double that easy. But in a month,
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, no, we're talking about 3 months. This is between October.
I mean, yeah, I mean 3 months. In 3 months, I don't know about that.
I don't think
That's
it'll
when it's
double.
gonna happen.
So I'm gonna just say a number, Robert, so I can write it down.
No.
Okay, all right. You said 3.5. You said 2. I'll say fine. I will say 3.6.
Wow, this dude.
You know what?
Playing
You know what
damn
makes me?
Price
Here's
is
the
Right.
thing. Here's my issue. The reason why I want to go 5 is because you have fucking Black Friday and Christmas right there, and I'm just like,
Like I'm probably gonna be, I know I'm not gonna play this game for a while, but I want to pick it up like, pretty much day one just so I can support it.
When does it come out?
Friday.
Right.
The 8th,
Friday. Oh, that's
Friday, whatever.
All right.
yeah, because
Lord, too many games to play.
At that same report, what is the OLED sales gonna be?
in 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
OLED sales? You think we're gonna know about that? I guess they
I
would.
think they
light
usually show
one
the
cr-
breakdown.
They do, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
And
too.
just-
The
I'll
light
say,
they do.
fuck. I'll say 2 mil.
How much
$2
did the Switch Lite do in the beginning? Does
That's
It
what,
didn't
anyone
do
know?
Not
that's
as
what I
well
just
as I
said.
thought.
It
Oh, you
didn't do
said
that
it.
That's
well.
That's what I just said. I wonder how much the Switch Lite did. It's probably gonna be comparable.
I'm gonna
I
say
think it's gonna
2.
be a little bit less. It'll be a little bit less than that.
I thought the Switch Lite did like 2.5 or some shit.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm gonna rock with that. I'm gonna rock with
Switch
2.
Lite first
2.
month.
2.3. 2.3. That's me.
Yeah, it won't do anything crazy. I think 2 is probably.
Oh,
the
here
most
it goes.
realistic.
Switch Lite's 6 million debut almost rivals Switch's launch version. When was this?
Oh
was it?
Lord.
Was it?
Yeah, it was $200 though. It's
Let's
$350.
see.
Yeah, that's what I'm
While
saying. I'm gonna say
coming
2.
over-
I think 2 mils a fair one.
Yeah, this
while
is
coming
more
to
expensive.
Okay, so the Switch Lite sold 6.19 million in its first 6 months on the market.
That's 6.
How much?
That's its first 6 months on the market.
What was the
So in half that time,
the sales?
It did about 3 mil in 3 months.
right?
All right, I'm gonna say
Yeah, let's say
1.9
3
mil.
It's going like I know it's gonna hit at least.
I think he'll do 2.2.
You bitch.
This guy. I'm gonna sit back and wait, and then I'm gonna do some
You're
incremental shit. to Everybody
you're
else
on
is answering.
analyst over here.
Yeah,
So,
bitch.
Robert, you're not even gonna play the stream like the beginning of Dread?
I probably will.
I don't know how you can how you're not gonna play that game.
The
Don't
only
know.
problem
I guess you
Look,
haven't been waiting like
look,
us, but
That's
only
the
thing
reason.
with that game is that like it's one of those games that when I come back to it, I'm gonna just have to restart it, because I'm gonna forget like the point of, it's one of those games like Metroidvania games that you don't come back within months. Shit, I'm gonna have to just restart the whole game, which is
Did
only
you
2
just see
hours.
Metroidvania?
Oh!
no, it's fucking Metroid.
It's a
Oh, yeah,
Metroid
yeah.
game.
Metroid.
Man.
Just in general. Just in general.
Oh man.
You dead. You dead.
People,
Get this
Yeah.
man out of here.
Yeah, I said that. I said the word by accident. It slipped out my mouth.
God damn it! It's a Metroidvania
Put him
game.
in the
It's a
ball.
Metroid game, motherfucker.
Yeah,
You know what?
yeah, it's a literal. I was thinking more so like Ori and other stuff that just Metroid-like games.
so this will be the first.
Where you at, Retro Death? Where you at with that bullshit?
This will be the first physical game I've bought since Age of Calamity for the Switch, which was November
Last
21st.
year.
God damn.
I bought the Octo expansions, the only other thing, and I
Oh, yeah,
downloaded
yeah.
the
I
WarioWare
still gotta
demo.
get that.
My Switch is literally decoration, probably in my living room for. I mean, other than the Octo expansion, this whole
Damn.
and I played Bowser's Fury over 3 days.
Oh
Took
yeah,
me-
wait, what about Bowser's Fury?
Took me
Oh,
3
you got
days.
it?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I bought 3D World. That's right.
There you go.
Ah.
So yeah,
There you go.
I lied.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2 physical games this year instead of 1.
Just 2, baby.
And next year there's
Well, to be fair though, how many physical PS5 games do you have? That I think you bought digitally, right?
I bought Resident Evil Village, Returnal, and technically Immortals is the PS5. I mean the box is PS4. Wait, that was last year. Never mind. That was late last year. So I bought those 2. Then Kena. Were the
So
only.
to be fair, they're still similar.
That's 3. And
That's comparable. 3 and 2.
But this is the PS5's first year. What's the
and
Switch's
I've only had it
excuse?
7 months.
Hey man, the excuse is Juice doesn't play the other type of Nintendo.
Just only cares about the
What
main.
did, but I bought
couple
Ghost of
franchises.
Tsushima this year.
You bought that this year.
I feel like I bought one other. Oh,
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Do I have ghosts?
Tearaway, even though it's old.
Tearaway.
I bought that physical.
You bought it.
And I feel like there was maybe one more. Maybe not.
Rezo gun.
And it came
Oh,
with
the Rezo
Astro's
hose.
Playroom. So
Nah, you can't say
True.
it.
Wow.
Everyone bought that then.
but yeah, I don't
It's
think there's
like,
anything.
Yeah, I bought Nintendo Land.
There's not another PS5 game for this year that I'll be buying.
No?
Not that I know of, unless there's something
I
gets
think
announced. I mean, I
I
might
have like
possibly there's a third party. It might be a third party game I pick up on PS5, but as far as like,
Deathloop? Maybe?
no.
Sony's holiday is dry. Xbox is the best block.
That's why I think as
Halo
much as
4,
I
man.
as much as I shitted on the Uncharted collection, it makes no sense to put that out February when you have Horizon and Gran Turismo 7 like in the same 2-month span. I think Uncharted, if you're gonna do a collection, put it out for the holiday when you have nothing else. Even though I complain that remaster isn't even a remaster, so they shouldn't even put it
They
out.
just give the shit away for free. They're gonna charge you for a collection.
And it's
Fuck outta
like I
here.
said last week, Digital Foundry broke it down. It's this PS4 Pro version running at 60. There's no other enhancements.
Yeah.
So if that footage was captured off PS5, it's just a 60 frames per second patch for PS4 Pro. And that to me is like that's the worst thing they've done.
That's some hoeing right there.
That's some
hoeing.
bullshit. If they charge 70 for that too, it'd be that's the kind of shit you just can't defend. I don't care how much you.
It's like Microsoft. That would be like Microsoft re-releasing Master Chief Collection. Fuck out of here with that.
Yeah.
That shit out of here.
Yeah.
I don't want that shit.
Master Chief Collection remastered. It runs at 120.
For $60.
It's like
Yeah.
it's stupid.
Fuck out of here.
I think they just did that because too many people guessed they would do The Last of Us Part 2 remastered. So they're like, nah, we're going to do Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, and Uncharted. We're not going to do what you say. We're going to subvert expectations on that.
I'm not with this. Oh, the fucking literal next generation remaster. That shit ain't no remaster to me. Like you gotta give me some shit from way back for me to qualify your shit as a remaster. Yeah, okay, you went from 30 to 60 frames.
Yeah, that's a free patch. That's a free patch on any other game.
Do like Jack and Dax.
I don't even. I mean, I put the Xenoblade Chronicles remaster on the light side of remaster, even though
it's barely a remaster.
Even though they did do a lot more work, they had to, but they didn't do nearly as much as I thought when they announced it. They did the character models, and the environments obviously were cleaned up, but it wasn't. It did not look like Wii to Switch 2-generational gap.
No. Sometimes.
It's just like Alan Wake, but that's not a full price. Alan Wake.
Yeah. They can fuck off with Alan Wake too. Get that shit out of here.
Like, well, I mean, but at least with Alan Wake literally legitimately isn't on the PS4 or the Xbox
That shit
One.
barely looks better than fucking original game.
Yeah, but again, like at least
that's that's more like an
legit.
HD version, you know. Like they up-resed it. The character models look the same. They look like what's his face, ACG or whatever. He goes, it's like a porn. It's like in porn, some faces aren't ready for 4K, and he's talking. And the character model faces they're just so 7th gen, you know, like all baked in bad lighting, and it just looks terrible.
It's $30.
You said it looks terrible. Fuck that bullshit from 2 generations ago. It looks terrible to me now.
It's just if you're gonna re-release a game, I would hope you touch it up more than just a resolution bump.
I mean,
that's the thing.
Look at the fucking what was it? The Mass Effect trilogy, right? That's a good remaster. That is a good remaster.
They
what is this other shit over here? Yeah,
and that's fucking EA.
EA, folks.
Hey man, EA's been doing some decent stuff, yo.
Yeah, but still fucking.
They still got the game of the year, man. Still got the game.
The worst game company of the year.
Yeah, but still fucking. They make one.
They still fuck with Madden.
Football game. Yeah, like
you see the clips. Have you seen the
Yeah.
clips of some of the bullshit in that game and how it's like someone showed. It was last year's Madden, and they're like, "Look at this bullshit." They said everything redesign anime. They showed like, I don't know if it was 2010, 2011, the exact same fucking animations from like 10 years ago.
About Kratos getting in a boat the same.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that you get that energy from Madden. That's the kind of shit that you should be
and
mad
just
about.
The broken AI.
Somehow it still sells so much, man. I just
completely.
There's nothing else.
How is there competitive Madden though? It's just like it's such a broken game at times. Like how can you play that competitively? I mean, there's just broken plays.
But what I don't get is what's the need for you to be so obsessed with the up to date roster? Like just stick with 2
Well,
years ago, 3 years.
they could just update the roster. They don't need a new
That-
game.
That's all they
I
have
don't-
to
I
do.
don't
That's
think
all they
it's-
have to do. But
I
also,
don't
it's like
think it's.
Buy
I
the
think it's
rookie
the friend-
pack,
I think it's
$10
because
bucks.
you gotta remember. You gotta remember the
Right.
sports games are the casual friendly games.
Yeah,
So
of
realistically,
course, but-
you're not upgrading because of the game. You're upgrading because your friends are buying the game.
Right.
That's why you're upgrading.
well, also because
Or you want
they
that
view
new
it as the
roster
game.
and new schedule for your favorite team. That's why I do it. But I don't buy them bitches every day, like the NBA 2K and shit.
But there used to
every other
be
year.
pretty big jumps from game to game back when they started.
Yes.
There was like,
That's true.
wow, I can do this. Like there was between 93, 94, 95, I was like, they were like completely different games on the Super
Yeah.
NES.
Well, even 2003, 2004, 2005 with the Madden, because they had fucking competition. They had NFL 2K out there whooping their ass, and it was like, oh, we got to do some. We got the hit stick, and we got all those new shit they implement.
I
And
think
they
2K,
just stopped caring.
I know people will disagree. I think 2K1 was the best, and everyone loves 2K5, but 2K1, you could,
Yeah, 2K5 was okay.
You
it was
could-
just cheap as hell. That's why everybody
let's-
remembers that shit.
I don't know, just get a little technical. You could actually do like a back shoulder fade. Let's say your receiver's running and the defender's on the right or on the left
Yeah.
side.
You're talking about
And if you-
2K1.
Yeah, if you just hit the pass
Yeah.
button, it would lead them and be intercepted. But if
Yeah.
you held to the right and down, he would throw it to the right and back
Yep.
of the receiver, and you could switch to your
The
receiver,
homeboy would
stop,
like,
turn around and catch the ball. It was amazing,
yep.
and
Yep.
it was just good. I mean, Sega, I don't know, they funded it. They didn't develop it. I forget the visual concepts.
Vicarious Vision.
Vicarious Vision. I thought it was Visual Concept.
It was Visual Concepts. That's right.
Vicarious did.
Visual Concept.
Didn't they do Dead Space or something? What was that?
Dead Space.
But either
Yeah.
way,
Yeah, Vicarious. Yeah. Okay.
how'd we get off on this? Where
I
did,
have no idea.
how'd we,
Well, I only found
What
out
we do,
recently.
man.
oh, we're talking
I
about
only
remasters
found out
and
recently
stuff.
that Sega did like fucking NBA and
Yeah.
2Ks for like
Yeah.
6 years. I didn't know that shit.
That was the
Oh, you
Dreamcast.
didn't know that? Yeah.
I had no clue.
They
about
hired
that.
they hired them to make their own sports because EA was not on board with them.
I tell you what though,
Yeah.
they must be so mad that they sold that shit off.
I don't know how much they got for it.
That's
They probably-
no, I saw they sold it off for. I actually looked it up. I forgot the low. It was a low ass number. I mean, you know,
It wasn't
I mean,
much.
They make billions every year. This thing.
Man, they were broke in 2002. They had to do something. They had to get rid of shit.
That's crazy though. Like, I mean, they legit did it till like 2005 or
And-
6.
5 or 6, I think.
And
they
it
had
started
back
off
there.
with just
I was like, wait,
Visual
what?
Concept.
their first few games were just the best. NBA and NFL were both the best. 2K, 2K1, 2K. This is like
NBA 2K1 was fucking amazing. That was my goddamn game right
it's
there.
like, how did they start out so good? When
Because it was under Sega, man. That makes sense. I legit didn't even think.
I
about
mean,
that.
honestly, I know
He
this.
didn't do well because EA was beating that ass.
And NFL 2K1 is my favorite game that Sega published, like officially published and put out, all time. I mean, Bayonetta
Wow.
2's got Sega's name on it, but that's Nintendo published. Like that to me was the best Sega game, and I mean they didn't develop it, but still, that was such a good game. Ranks up.
Yes, sports wanker.
Even though
That is- yeah, it's crazy.
I
man.
got out of sports last year and I got sucked back in this year, and it's not been good so far. So
Oh, this is how much. Look how much they sold it for. They sold it for $24 million.
$24 million.
That's it. Holy crap! I mean they must be furious.
they make
man.
that in like probably an hour just with the microtransactions.
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
I can't even like. I literally found this out like last week. I was like, wait, what? Sega?
Yeah.
B
Dude,
Wild says
you know,
he tries
it
telling
was-
his 13-year-old about
Sega
2K.
was starving, man. They were broke.
Well, because they were like, hey man, we gotta make our own sports games because they couldn't get him. They couldn't. EA was like, I guess.
Well,
wasn't
I
putting
wouldn't
them on.
blame EA because they went from the 32X to the Saturn to the Dreamcast in like a 3-year span. It's like I wouldn't
Yeah.
develop for them either. I know if Clocked It was here, I know he debates that a little bit, but I can't blame developers during that period for like, what the fuck are you guys doing? We're keeping
Yeah, I mean, because EA was all in on Saturn. They put a lot of fucking games on Saturn, and they got you know, they got hurt by that. You know, they lost a lot of money.
it was
I
mismanaged.
understand. Yeah, it was because you had. I can go into it.
There's
forever,
so
but
many
you had
reasons.
America, yeah, Sega America and Sega Japan just button heads constantly trying to carry the big dick. You know what? Everybody wanted to be number one and shit, and they just didn't work together well at all. They could have owned all this shit, but they fucked up. So
That's crazy to me. Like I legit like alternate universe Sega is a powerhouse.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
too many fucking egos. That's what
even
ruined
the
that company.
Saturn, like they added another chip late in the development, and just to try to keep up with the PlayStation, because they were going to make a 2D box and not a 3D. And the PlayStation wasn't like great at 3D either, in my opinion. But
well, the fucking 32X was supposed to be what they were going to use to make the new Saturn, but Sega Japan wanted to do their own fucking thing. They launched the Saturn in fucking '94, right as the fucking 32X was coming out. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
And the 32X was cumbersome too. It needed its own power supply. You had to put it in the top of the Genesis, and it had its own power adapter.
Nintendo America didn't want to do that shit. Or Nintendo America. Sega America didn't want to do that shit. Sega Japan forced them to do that shit.
And then,
like, no,
I don't even know, could you put a standard Genesis game into the 32X, or you had to unhook the 32X?
No, that was stupid.
Yeah.
No, you could. But I'm trying to remember how it worked. No.
Because they had different versions of the same game.
No.
You know,
they had 32X / Sega CD games. What the fuck? You gotta have a 32X and a Sega CD hooked up to your Sega Genesis for that shit to work. Get that shit out of here.
What happens if you had the old Genesis and not the new one? Did it fit in the CD?
Downfall of Sega podcast?
Did it even fit into the Sega CD when you had the old or day one?
But you had to buy like this cumbersome ass like converter box thing. It was terrible.
I'm sorry,
Terrible.
man. They killed themselves. It wasn't Sony buying up stuff. Sega dug their own grave.
Yeah, I mean Sony didn't help.
Well, Sony's popularity definitely didn't help, but I don't think maybe they pushed them to make rash decisions. But at the same time, that was a poorly managed company right there.
32X, the Sega Saturn was a rash decision based on Sony's machine. It was like, oh, you guys are doing 3D? Oh fuck, put a new chip in there. It'll work
still
somehow.
it seemed like it was a good system though, but
it's a great system. It's a great 2D system. Like an amazing 2D system.
Panzer Dragoon doesn't look terrible. I mean, consider that's
which one?
The first, whatever one I see a lot on the Saturn.
Yeah.
I mean, it could do 3D decently.
When they put a lot of work into games, they looked really fucking good. But that's the problem. It took a lot. You had to do a lot of work to get those, and only the first party companies are going to do that. You know.
And I think if I'm remembering correctly, just like with Killer Instinct on the N64, I expected more arcade perfect ports, and I think the Saturn was the same way. I think Daytona was kind of trash on it, if I'm remembering. And
the first one they had to make we're sorry, this is the actual real version of Daytona USA Championship Edition, I think it's called. And then they did that same thing with Virtua Fighter. Virtua Fighter 2, was it 1 or 2? Virtua Fighter 1 was trash on Saturn. They had to make it like another version of it. A we're sorry version, because we rushed this shit out to beat the PlayStation to market.
And I wonder what would happen if Sega just got their shit together and released a new console like next year. I wonder.
They'd sell 5 million copies. They'd sell 5 million units of that shit. Only the hardcore. Me and Clocked will have one. Everybody else be laughing at that shit.
It's like, why would you? Because all your games are on everything now, and it's like, you know, third parties aren't going to be on. It's going to be worse than Nintendo with third parties. It'd be
a hardcore Saturn fan or Sega fan console, and that's it.
It'd have a light gun. It'd have a racing wheel. But
a multi-tap for multiplayer games. Local multiplayer.
I was just thinking about the N64. It's like, I mean, I was blown away by Mario 64.
Man.
I was blown away, but man, when I saw that when I rented Killer Instinct, was it gold?
I was not happy.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was like 2D. It looked like 2D sprites, like they tried like the Donkey Kong Country technique, and I'm like,
yeah,
what is this crap? Still like cinematics were like still shots. There was no. I understand it couldn't do video.
The game, I was like, what is this shit? This is not what I was expecting. After all that hype in the magazines, you were talking Ultra 64 and yeah, like nah, bro.
Terrell, what's your thoughts on that?
What is the Ultra 64?
You don't even know what it was like walking into the arcade and hearing that fucking Ultra.
So
I didn't even know that game existed. I walk into the arcades, I hear Ultra Combo, and then you hear like the announcer voice. I'm like, what is this? And you see a line of people waiting, and I'm like, oh my god, my mind was just blown. It was amazing. The sound coming out of that arcade box was just incredible.
Seeing 3D like fighting games, you know, obviously it was still on 2D plane, but 3D characters, and with 60 frames and all the fucking.
Could you move around
like,
or not? I can't remember. Is that solely 2D? I know
you
get.
2D,
I know the environments you get knocked off stages and stuff, but the cinematics, the CGI openings for the characters is like, man.
It was fucking amazing the first time seeing that.
Other than Street Fighter 2, that and Mortal Kombat was impressive, but I still remember just hearing Killer Instinct before we even seen it. Didn't even know it existed. Just that's how you experienced it.
Killer Instinct.
It was at we had a downtown mall back then. It was old, had like 1970s style carpet, like bright reds and yellows and stuff in the arcade, and there was like a fountain with like brown tile. It was like definitely the 70s. Brown tile. You had a wishing well, like a fountain you throw pennies in, and then around the corner there was an arcade. And
motherfuckers lined up out the door to that shit.
Yeah, I'm sure this story. I don't think I've ever told anybody this. It's not like a major deal. I don't know why. So I was playing. Actually, no, I wasn't in an arcade. I was at a hotel in Traverse City, Michigan. That's where the Red Wings always do their preseason camp and stuff. It's like a kind of a tourist destination. It's right near. It's not quite as far as the tip of Michigan by the Mackinac, but it's up there. We're at the hotel, and I'm playing. There was like a little arcade, and then there's a workout room, and then the pool. And me and my cousin were there. And I can't remember the game. I want to say it was like a flying or a racing game or something. And I'm playing it, and this girl we've been eyeing, she was our age. We were like 13 years old, probably 14. And we had seen her in the pool and stuff, and I'm playing, and I was like, shy kid. She walks up and starts watching me, and I'm getting all nervous. And she's like, oh, you're pretty good, trying to start a conversation. She takes the first step, and my shy ass was like, yeah, oh, thanks. And I had nothing else to say, and I just kept playing and ignored her, and then she walked away.
Oh, man.
And I regretted it. On the ride home, it's like a 2.5 hour drive. On the ride home,
there, you stupid ass.
I was so disappointed. I was regretting life. I mean, I've been eyeing her. We were there for like, I don't know, a week or 3-4 days.
Thank you very much.
And I'm seeing her, I'm like, oh, she's cute, and I had nothing. And it's like, that's one of my least favorite memories.
That's hilarious.
It hurts my soul just thinking about it.
Would you like to go get the soda or something?
Yeah, I had nothing because my dad, my dad was he wasn't a ladies' man, so I didn't have any kind of training, if you will, any kind of guidance from my brothers or anything.
Not uncles and nephews. I had uncles that would school me on that.
So I was, I still think about that every once in a while. Like, man, what if I had actually talked to her? I mean, back then you didn't have cell phones and nothing, and she was probably on vacation, so it wouldn't have done, nothing would have happened. But it still, to this day, bums me out.
You never know, man. You never know.
You never know. But anyway,
universes, man.
Who's playing Metroid Dread on Friday? I know. Terrell, you streaming it or not?
I think I'm gonna play that one on my own time.
That's probably a good idea. I don't
playing it on a Friday, 100%.
I got no more Heroes out the way.
On a Friday.
I don't. Fuck. I think that's a game you want to play, not have backseat gaming, not have dudes talking to you.
Yeah, I can't. I can already see it. I don't want none of that. I want no parts of that.
And I told Robert that somebody had a Super Metroid clip of He's like, oh, that's a spoiler. I'm like, yeah, you'll be looking that up because I guarantee you won't figure that out on your own. So you might as well just look at it now because you're going to look it up. That's the thing about that game. You're going to not have a clue someday if you ever play it. You're not going to know what the fuck to do. There's no indication. You just have
no
to.
hand holding at all.
Crazy.
Lenny Wright has a similar story about a girl in the Wii pre-order line. Yeah, I feel you,
man.
buddy. I feel you. I was I had my girlfriend at the time who lived with me, and we went to Walmart just to see the lines for the Wii and the PS3. I didn't want a Wii. I think I mentioned this a few times. I was not interested in the Wii when they announced it. And basically just confirmed it's 2 times the GameCube, and I was like, oh, come on, like I wasn't like a graphics whore back then. I was just bummed that they weren't going with like that same level of leap like the GameCube. So I had no interest. I'll just get Twilight Princess on the GameCube. Well, then Wii Sports came out, and it was a rave. Everybody's talking about it, and I was like, fuck, I guess I'll get a Wii. And I got it January 18th, 2007, because it came out 2006. I had to go wait in Best Buy line at like 3, 4 in the morning. It was, I don't know, 20 degrees out. And I got it that way. But yeah, we went and walked through the lines, and the PS3 line was pretty long. I would say the Wii's was longer. I didn't expect anybody. I thought I was just ignorant. I was like, man, I don't care about the Wii, so I'm just assuming nobody else is excited for it. And I was like, let's just go see if they have them in stock or whatever. And there's this huge line throughout the store. I was like, oh, I guess I didn't know.
I stood in line for 4 days with my stupid ass friend for a PS3. It was a fun experience. It wasn't worth it. The console in the end because it didn't have shit to play. I think I played more Spider-Man 3 than anything on that bitch the first few months.
I gave up. My mother buying games for me for the Wii. The Wii was like, she was like, look, if I get this for you, because you got me out here in the fucking cold to get the console.
It was cold out there too.
Because I had school, so she wouldn't let me I wanted to skip school and wait in line. She's like, you're not doing that. You're fucking going to school. I said, she's like, if I do this, you're buying every game for that console for the rest and moving forward. I'm not buying anything else for you. I said, bet. All right, bet. And I got a job I think a month after it came out. I was like,
you know what the best game is on the Wii?
What?
Cursed Mountain and African Safari. Those are the best two.
In the podcast, I'm done. No.
This is a good horror game, though. I heard this is a good horror game, though.
Cursed Mountain is good, yeah.
I don't remember seeing it.
This bitch.
I've been trying to make the podcast longer for Clocked It because he likes to have something to listen to at work. Last week we had, I don't know what it was, the direct or whatever. We had the most people in a long time. Even fucking Leveled Head joined the chat last week.
It is, the direct for sure.
It was direct, yeah.
But somebody was like, "You gave it a C-." Well, I said, "Yeah, I said it was a B. Objectively speaking, the show." I said, "But the games that they showed for me,
for you personally."
And but he went on 3-4 paragraphs. I didn't read it. All I saw was this game. This game. They showed this game and this game, and it was a whatever. I'm like, dude. Yeah, that's what you think of it. You're listing the things that you liked about it. So why does that have anything to do with what I thought? I was like, it's just that shit bugs me.
Opinions, and people can't understand. It's your opinion of something.
I mean, I've said this for a long time. RPG fans, I can understand why an RPG fan loves the Switch because there's been a lot of quality.
We eat. RPG fans is eating on
just
Switch.
Just remember OJ complaining about the Wii U. There's not enough RPGs. Too many platformers. I'm like, I love the Wii U. I like every time they announce a game.
Give me another platformer, please.
And he was complaining about RPGs, and now it's like I understand now. Give me some games.
Now you know how he feels, or how he felt.
So T, do you want to address something real quick? I think you were. I don't know if you were here or you were just joining when we were talking about. I made a comment that Switch OLED was just hearing people talk about it, what's the improvements are, and it's like everything is handheld related. Now, Robert made the counter that. What did you say about why they don't have anything to fix the dock? Because to fix the docked experience, they have to give it more power and do stuff that they don't want to do. So really, they don't have another option, realistically.
Other than to make a new next gen console to me. Or unless you literally make it more power, like the 3DS, new 3DS wise. But
so I'm saying they did that before.
So on that, I get that, but at the same time, there's too many. If you have a scale and you have the things that, in whether it was the initial design or the upgrades, you have the docked and you have handheld. I feel like the handheld just keeps getting more and more things added to it and catered to where it's
and the console experience doesn't.
It needed it, man. It needed it.
I always thought the handheld was pretty solid to start, but and then we'll see. I mean,
what I'll also say is, like, from these whole OLED, it also shows that they're not even major upgrades anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, so neither one, I feel like
the kickstand's definitely, whether you use it or not, the biggest up. I think that's undeniable. It's the biggest upgrade.
So like the biggest upgrade,
but it's
like
not
kickstand.
Yeah, it's not really.
Embarrassing.
It's like really, we're gonna act like that's such a big like.
But it's just objectively speaking, it's the biggest improvement they made. That's just like unquestionably, yeah. The first kickstand was trash, and this is like a really good thing. But most people aren't going to use it though. It's like that's.
Yeah, it's just like. So like kickstand, all right. Okay.
All right, you got a kickstand.
What's that got to do with gaming?
What's
that to do with video games?
It's like they're like, oh, the power button feels a little different. It's like clickier or something. Like little tiny things.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, bruh.
The audio, it might be a little louder. And like, oh, the in vivid mode, the OLED screen, yeah, it definitely looks better. I'm like, it should be. Anytime anybody asks me now, what TV I'm looking at getting a new TV, what should I get? There's not even a second choice. Get an LG OLED because their OLEDs are just as good as the Sony's and they're significantly cheaper. And they're not that much more than the Samsung QLEDs, which are I would say not even a third the quality TV as far as picture set quality, user interface, everything. I mean, it's just without question, 3 people clocked it was one of them, and then one guy didn't actually do it. He went with something else, and another guy in the chat was just like, in Discord, what should I get? I said, get the OLED. It's that big of a difference. So the fact that the Switch OLED screen isn't like, people aren't like, oh my god, what a difference. They messed up. They did something wrong. Whether it's just they're not fully utilizing it, the Switch itself can't utilize it, or the screen's just not a true quality OLED like you get with the TVs. Because honestly, the display is one thing. The processing is an important part. That's why the LGs, you get
for the display.
That's why you go with the C series, not the B, because the C series has their advanced chip, and the B series has their lower end chip, and it's like it makes a pretty big difference.
And you know what? At the end of the day, I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is not that great.
If it was $299.
If this was $299, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll be like, all right, it's an upgrade. It's $299, okay, and then fades out the current Switch. Okay,
exactly.
That's cool. But you making it a big thing by putting $50 more on that bitch. Like, yeah, that's my problem.
Anyway, I don't think Terrell's coming back. So
he's probably not coming back.
My cat's
taking a long deuce.
So we'll get out of here. But appreciate everybody for tuning in. Next week,
I've been sitting on this hard ass toilet seat for a while.
Next week we'll have our Metroid. Some of us will have our Metroid Dread impressions. Terrell can give us his OLED impressions.
I'll give you my
and our Smash Brothers character reveal impressions, and probably the character will be out. I have a feeling it'll be released.
I'll give you my final Cyberpunk impression.
You'll have Cyberpunk beat by then.
and Curse Mountain.
Have you seen Judy naked yet?
No, I don't think I can, man. Like I
Mm.
said, you have to be the female V in order.
Gotta
So
be a female.
so my next target.
I'm playing as
is
the
a
female
is
V
a
Your
for
next
Pan
sure.
Am.
playthrough, you're gonna be a female.
No, my next target is a Pan Am, yo. Hey,
Okay,
look
okay.
her up, yo.
Pan Am?
Oh, you back? You came back.
P-A-N-A-M.
In
Pan
what?
Am.
In that game?
In Cyberpunk, yeah.
Oh.
That's apparently someone you can romance
Mm.
as a male V. So, hey, I'll
He looks
take
lighter on his feet.
I'll take what I can get.
You look lighter on your feet there.
We were just talking about how African Safari is better than Pokemon Snap. That's what we were just discussing.
So to quickly explain something real quick. I intentionally meant that to be like a 5-second joke, and then I actually stood up and I was like, "Oh, I actually did need to go to the restroom." Fuck it.
Yeah, grab a juice actually.
Yeah. I was like, "Fuck it, I've already started. I might as well go ahead and finish it." So.
All right,
Well,
well,
good for you on being so quick, because I still be in that business just chilling. You know,
I've been doing it this whole time. What are you
You
talking
know what I
about?
should have done? I should have brought my phone with me, and I should have just did the Discord call from there. That's what I should have
All
done.
right, but our viewers are dropping out, so we'll just end this, and I'll share a story with you guys off air. Something
All right.
funny. All right, so thanks everybody. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
All right, let me turn off the OBS.